So the fact that you're yelling at me when you didn't carry the game, that's how broken she is that everybody on your team gets nerfed.
The Gooner X factor of this character that is extreme. That is exactly what we needed. Like, these are big nerfs.
What are we doing? Like, did we test these changes? Hello?
I definitely could play the thing completely hammered and still play him like really well. Like, I'm for sure.
This is all just a big ploy to release Black Cat in her most broken state and have nobody complain about it. It's like media spin. We can create problems that no one will notice Black Cat just sitting here. How about that for a segue, Coach Mills?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new Clear Comms pod. Today, joined by not so special guest, Captain Coach.
Oh wait, I forgot.
No. Not a guest.
My Hulk fist.
Let's go.
We're getting pissed today, guys.
Let's go. We're here to talk about patch 7.5. We're talking about Black Cat. We're talking about the new buffs and nerfs, and we're talking about the CC change.
Wait a sec. Dude, don't say not so special guest at the end. Restart. I just realized what you said. Wait, new take. What the Yo, guys, this podcast is going to be so lit.
Let's go. Yeah, no, the best guest ever. He's not a guest.
I finally, it's nice when we do these duo pods because, I like asking questions to get people's opinions, but we also now I get to go. I get to rant. You guys get to hear what I'm all about. If you're only know us from the pod, so a lot of interesting stuff in this patch coming up, man.
Yeah, something like that. I see the entire internet is completely molding about these CC changes.
I was actually in practice tool right before we booted up here because I wanted to summon the right type of energy, and I only really get that by playing the game itself. So I'm very pissed right now. I'm ready to go. Like I got the man bun. I got the hair tied up. Look at that. Like, we are ready. We're cooking. All right, man. You want to kick it off?
Yeah. Let's go. I want to start directly on the CC changes because I think at the top of the patch notes there were the thing that we didn't know anything about in the previous patch. We just kind of glossed over it. Oh, this might be cool. And basically what NetEase, I was about to say Blizzard, this is kind of a Blizzard move. What NetEase decided to do is they decided to add a CC change where if a character is basically chain CC'd for 5.5 seconds in a 7-second period, they will all of a sudden get completely not CC'd anymore. It's like a CC removal effect. And if they get CC'd by 9 separate instances, it also happens as well. So this seemed like, it's a cool six separate instances. Yeah, it seemed like a cool change at the start, on paper maybe, but then when we actually got to start trying it, there's a couple of characters that were affected. How do you feel about some of those affected characters?
Okay,
Coach.
So first of all, when you said nobody really knew what they wanted the changes to be, you can go back and look at the last 2 episodes that we recorded where I specifically asked the guests, what do you want the CC changes to look like? And I think it was Mike Samito, Cuffy, and Light, and they were all just kind of like, oh, we'll see what they do. I'm like, no, because I feared for the worst, knowing
we thought you were delusional because we're like, there's no way they're just gonna ruin like a whole bunch of characters.
This is something that I have been talking about pretty much since they announced that they're going to add CC reduction into the game. And I said you cannot make changes that affect the core identity of a hero's ability kit. So obviously when something like knockbacks, which is how the system, based off of what we've seen from the PvE, is counted as hard CC. So for those who don't know, hard CC is anything that like actually stuns your character. Like a slow isn't hard CC, that'd be soft CC. In most games, I've noticed knockbacks are considered a soft CC, like knockbacks and knockdowns. But in this system, the knockbacks are considered hard CC, which counts towards the 6 CCs that will build up and then eventually give you a CC break. So we're talking the biggest loser of this patch by far is Rogue. By far, her core neutral combo from her punch to her knock up to her grab you cannot get a full combo without there being a CC break. And it does like practically no damage, which kind of just further highlights how dependent, I mean, compared to like a Hela just, shooting you twice from a range. So she needs that combo to function, to get her damage off. And it is now not in the game. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, did we test these changes? Hello? Do you have any? You don't have any rogue players? Okay, got it. Like, this is so poorly thought out.
It just ruins that. And like, of course, I know you're gonna rant a lot about the Hulk changes, which we'll talk about in a second, because it ruins Hulk as well.
I'm saving for Hulk. I'm stacking rage right now until we get there. Until I do. Like,
I actually thought it was gonna destroy Thor. Surprisingly, it doesn't destroy Thor.
Why not?
It doesn't trigger it fast enough. Like by the time you're dragging somebody, like you hit them once or twice, you drag them again, it doesn't hit fast enough. Now, if someone else jumped into the mix, with the freeze or a slow, then it might fuck it up. If you hit them with it and then someone else hits them with it. I think what's even worse probably is if you're trying to chain CC, because I think Thors look for this a lot, where your Spider-Man pulls someone in, and then you're looking to double that up with another pull. That's going to get canceled. So, like, there are a lot of CC abusing things that I think was actually just good plays that just don't work anymore the way they did.
I mean, if you want to give them, like, a good faith argument, there are plenty of scenarios where this new system will be felt and the fights will feel better. There are plenty of situations in the game, but any time that you are reducing, either in Rogue's case, the core identity of a character's kit, I would say Thor, the hammer kidnaps aren't really removed, like you said. If they,
well, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought, as someone who loves Thor, like, I know the jokes of Thor being D tier, I like to do it too, but like, Thor has been really good, and I love Thor. He's one of my favorite characters to play. I thought that the kidnap was a little problematic, like. The things I've done to Magnetos is just vile. Like actually vile.
Oh, I've seen it.
Like 7 CCs in a row where they can't do anything unless their team helps them. That's not changed. But like taking a character, like taking the fun Hulk juggles or taking the rogue, like core identity, taking those things away, just to me, I just feel like this is too broad of a CC change. We need specific. Yeah. We can't be broad when all these characters rely on this. It has to be on a case-by-case basis. I know that's more work. If you're going to do it at all, you got to do it one-on-one.
Something I see being thrown around a lot is just not having knockbacks count. Or another thing I've been seeing thrown around is, which I'd be okay with that. The changes only affecting tanks. So that's one I've seen a lot on Reddit, where the tanks only are able to receive the tenacity from the damage they are dealt to, and then what they do to other people also isn't affected, since they are more reliant on those types of mechanics. I'm not a big fan of that one.
That would make tanks busted as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it.
Really? I mean, we're both tank players.
Yeah.
Mostly, I think that I would be very biased to those changes.
So I'm gonna toot my own horn here a bit, because this is something I've been saying not only on this podcast but on my stream. Why don't they have separate CC like each individual hero? It has their own like separate CC category, and then when you have multiple instances of separate CC categories, so for instance, like Hulk CC is Exile, Knock Up, Alt Grab. He has a lot. Air Stun. So Hulk would have like 4 CCs that are just considered Hulk CC. And whenever you have, I don't know, maybe 3 instances of different types of CC, so a Hulk CC, a Luna CC, and a Thor CC within however many seconds, 3, 5, then it would give you some kind of CC reduction, or immunity to like micro CC, like the knockback, or something like that, where it was split up between each hero, so then their individual kits would not get affected. Is kind of what I was hoping to see.
I see what you're talking about.
So I mean,
I think I think they could definitely do something like that. I personally think that they should just go in and just fix, even if it's breaking the rules, just fix the problems that arose from this.
This needs to be hotfixed. This absolutely needs to be hotfixed.
Do you want the whole thing to be removed? Because I think if they fixed it specifically for like 7 characters, it would be fine. Like I don't think as a whole it's a problem, but I think on a specific basis it's. Or do you think as a whole the idea that people randomly get CC immunity is actually bad?
I think it's as a whole I think it's still bad.
It's still bad
because there's not any visual clarity with like the stacks, and then rather than having, because the difference between this and a diminishing returns system, even though diminishing returns in a lot of games there's no visual clarity with that, you have an idea just based off of like what you see. Because the CC in this game comes out so fast and there's so much of it. So if you count all the little ones, that's going to be very hard to track. And you can also, when diminishing returns are happening, you see that somebody gets stunned and be like, oh, that was a shorter stun. That means my next one's going to be even shorter. I probably maybe want to stun someone else. And it actually kind of encourages people to play in a different way. I don't know if this system necessarily does that. So what's going to happen is it's going to feel random. It's going to feel like really bad sometimes when it's like, let's say, oh, their Hulk is stupid, jumps into our team, let's just blow him up, throw everything at him. That's what a lot of times what happens. Now, sometimes that's going to happen, and maybe, I don't know, what's an ultimate that CC? Thor pops his ult, just drops it right on the tank. Oh, what the heck? I landed my ult, and it didn't stun. It didn't stun.
Yeah, and you didn't even, yeah.
So I just wasted my ult, and this Hulk gets to go in. Now, I'm not saying, like, obviously, you don't want to reward stuff like that, and I don't think the system is going to do that necessarily, but it is going to introduce these situations where you are playing your hero, and you're just like, well, shit, my main ability just didn't work. That feels terrible, and I mean, you'll know why, but so the fact that, again, this is why I stress that there needed to be a priority system with the types of CCs that are affected. They kind of touched on that, which maybe we should discuss a little bit, but it's why I only wanted it to work on the smaller CCs, because pretty much all the ults, I'm sure maybe there's a couple ults that displace, but they're all pretty much big CC.
Yeah, I agree. It makes me wonder, so just so people have some context, back in Overwatch, they did a system where every single role got a special passive, and one of the passives that tanks got was it was a 30% CC reduction compared to the other roles. Just because tanks were the ones that were having that experience.
That would be great.
Well, the problem here though is it would still mess up stuff like Hulk juggle if it was just flat 30% less.
Yeah.
I mean, they could adjust it accordingly, but it still messed them up. And another problem is in Overwatch, I think there was just a clearer differentiation between a hard CC and a soft CC. There was just boops and random stuff you could DI, and then there was one like directional influence, and then there was other ones that you just absolutely could not. It just like hard locked you into a position. The DI stuff is what they mainly did that 30% reduction to. So it's just not booping you around it. Like an Invis push wouldn't push you as far, or pull wouldn't push you as far. Those kind of CCs. Nothing like Bucky hook though. Nothing like Spider-Man pull, but it just anything that is just bumping you is what it's basically what they hit.
You just made me think. Can you imagine a scenario where a Bucky hooks somebody in who's getting close to the CC counter, and then they're going for the punch, and they just immune, and the Bucky's just looking up at like a 500-pound Hulk, just like, oh, I guess I'm fucked. Like, there's gonna be so many situations where it's gonna feel so bad. Like, I just don't think they went about it the right way.
I don't know why. It's actually really funny. Why I don't really get why they did this. Because I feel like people weren't actually complaining that much about CC. Like, I remember when they did this change in Overwatch, finally, people were furious. Like, there were viral clips. I mean, maybe you've been complaining about CC. But it's not like... I just don't know why they've done it now. I mean, we're in Season 7. Like, we've kind of all gotten used to this ridiculous amount of CC in this game at this point, right? It's been here. I mean... In the Hulk metas, I just remember getting juggled all the time. And we're not even in a Hulk meta. Like, I don't even think
that's how we met, Mills.
Yeah,
that's how we met, bro. Yeah. I juggled you in the Basm tournament.
Yeah. No, you did. No, there was like, we had metas of fucking Bucky. We've had metas of Hulk. Like, we've had these crazy CC metas. And right now, we're not in a CC meta. We're in like a dive mobility meta or a poke meta. like we're not in a hard CC meta, so it's very interesting to me how this is the time that they pull the trigger on this like crazy ass change.
Yeah. I do want to get into like talking about Nettie's approaches to listening to the community, but two things first. One is I think when you jump in as a tank and get hit by a ton of CC like that, I think most of the time like, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake by me.
Yeah,
so
yep.
or it's a situation where you have to go in. Right? Those are the two situations where as a tank you're eating the most CC. All my I have clips of CC rivals, like little YouTube shorts, and it's most of the time I don't want to say they're dishonest, but most of the time I'm eating 10, 15 seconds of CC in a row. It's usually when I'm trying to go install for point and the enemy team has no one else to use it on. So that to me, it would be a situation of like the upside of having the system work the way it is in those particular moments that just feel so like you just have no other choice as a tank, and it's a problem unique to tanks. And this is the second thing I wanted to say, which is I'm sure you could have guessed it, because if you eat 6 CC as a DPS or a healer, you don't have to worry about breaking out of it because the sweet release of death has broken you out. You're dead now. Like it doesn't matter. So tanks. For
really
those
only
of you,
problem, yeah,
right. So those of you arguing against it, that it shouldn't only work on tanks. I think I said that right. It kind of already does, because the only way you're going to survive 6 CCs as whatever Bucky or maybe not Bucky, he's pretty tanky, but Phoenix is if you're getting pocketed. Right, like hard pocketed by 2 healers, and that maybe you live. So it's not going to matter that much to DPS or healers anyway. So
it would still suck that you can't Hulk juggle like a Groot or whatever, though. Like,
oh, dude. So
annoying.
Before we talk about Nettie's, let me just touch on the Hulk. I think I've calmed down a little bit. I think we put the fists away here. Yeah. This is therapeutic.
By the way, I saw a comment down below. Sometimes people find the pod and they don't know anything about us. They just like the pod, so they don't necessarily like introduce yourself about like you and Hulk, your relationship with Hulk. For those who don't know.
So I'm probably getting close to 1,000 hours on Hulk. I've been playing the game since season 0. I've hit top 500 multiple seasons as Hulk. I've hit Eternity multiple seasons as Hulk. Like you will not.
This guy's Hulk. Like his banner. Like,
there may be a few people who have played the hero more than me, but I don't think most people really recognize my commitment in particular to the hero, because I'll usually pick him when he's bad. I'll usually pick him when it's not working out, because I view it as a challenge, because I love the hero so much. I'm truly a Hulk. I don't so much love Marvel Rivals. Sorry, Coach Mills, breaking the news. I love Hulk. Okay. I play this game for Hulk. Hulk is who is my main, and Hulk is a part of me as a person. I'm not even joking. Like this game, I'll be 70 and be like, I remember back when I played Hulk. It was good times. Like that was it's just a part of me. So I love his design, just the idea that you can knock people in the air then stun them out of the air. I've just never seen anything like that. He slows down fights, incorporates elements of like fighting games, and just such a like games that I've like historically never been really good at. So I get to feel like I'm good at fighting games now, and it's just like he's just, and then just my favorite Marvel character too. So it's just like the perfect storm for me of playing games for so long, where I am obsessed. I love Hulk. I love him. So to see really what is not only the coolest part of his kit, but also probably the most useful, which is multi-juggling during your ult. That's pretty much just gone now, unless they hotfix it, which because
if they hotfix it by the time you are listening to this, thank you, Guan. Thank you, Double G. Let's fucking go.
Right, yes. This will be a day or two before we get it out probably. So
I'm gonna try to get it out like tomorrow. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think so. So just so that we can get ahead of it, because I think that there's a good chance this fucking thing gets hot fixed.
Yeah,
there's a good chance.
But you're just looking for an excuse to not play on the last day of the mid-season.
Of course. I don't want to play. Don't play. Do not play on the last. Do not fucking play.
Coach Mills and I were talking about doing a drunk stream tonight.
Oh yeah, drunk duos. We gotta run it down. Honestly, that might be like a tradition. Last day of the season, get drunk, play. Wait, don't do this, Chad. This is we're telling people to do the wrong things.
Don't drink and drive your character.
Yeah, we're starting a community movement. Drunk duos on the last day of a season.
Thor, it actually takes Thor a lot more to get drunk, so I'll just play him all night.
I definitely could play the thing completely hammered and still play him like really well. Like I'm for sure.
You might even be better. Like
you get in the flow state. Yo, 100%.
Okay. So anyway, one of the most important parts of Hulk's kit, and also the coolest part, is the guaranteed air stun you get out of basically air stunning initially with your ult. So if you land the initial combo, usually one that's more likely to get DI'd, unless you pre-grab, which is guaranteed, then you basically get to juggle someone wherever you want. But I would say that this particular type of CC, there is plenty of counterplay to, and it's only during the ultimate, which people who complain about getting CC to death anyway, it's like, yeah, well, Star-Lord doesn't CC to death. He just presses one button and he just shoots you to death.
Yeah, like
so,
he just murders you.
Yeah, so the displacement, you can do it on tanks. You can combo healers and just stun them full to dead. It is easily the best way a Hulk player can get kills, and it's pretty much just being removed. And weirdly enough, despite this change just completely removing the coolest part, like the extended juggles, taking people off maps, knocking them into your team. I mean, you could knock them off. Well, I had one where I stunned a Fantastics because walls actually canceled the trajectory of your jump. I got 4 air stuns in one ult. You probably get 5, honestly, if you do it really well, where I just kept knocking him into a wall, bumping him, knocking him into a wall, bump. I just did it over and over and over again. That's gone now. And it's like, I'm not even killing the Fantastic during this stun. Is it really that bad to all the people? Because leave a comment, because some people don't like getting stun locked.
And chat, okay, I'm not a Hulk player, but like Tankpool. Like I've been playing a lot of Tankpool this patch, and I know he got nerfed and blah 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 blah. But yeah, you're not juggling people when you ult them. They just die. Like they just slowly just fade and then die every time you Tankpool ult them. And it's like, if you're dying anyways, why not keep the fun parts of the character intact? Like Star-Lord is just killing you. Salako is just killing you. Like there's so many ults that are you're just dying. It's like, why are we removing this really cool part of this character that has high skill expression? Where, okay, let's just replace the ult with something that Hulk just fucking insta-kills you. How about we do that? Yeah, you're not being CC'd. Less fun.
Death is the best CC.
Yeah, like
you can't move for 15 seconds in your spawn.
And there's so many Hulk ults that just don't do anything if the Hulk messes up even slightly, or people have hands and they work together to shut him down. Like, it's not even this broken thing. So, like, if there's anyone that's actively promoting, like, oh, Hulk shouldn't be able to do that, that's just, to me, that's just complete nonsense. Like, I don't even think
I haven't seen too much of that, but I could see it now. I mean, I think most of the people in our comments are pretty educated on the game and have, like, I think have pretty good opinions and takes, apart from just the Samito hate. I'll never get that. But I'm sorry, that was out of line.
Oh yeah, I didn't see anyone. Did anyone test like Spider-Man pull into uppercut into ult? Like, does that work? Pull uppercut ult? Maybe
it should. That's only
because the ult does CC you. So that you're technically getting hit by the pull into the uppercut into the CC. Like I don't know. I'm sure that there's something that it fucks up with Spider-Man. I'm sure there's something, but at some point,
I mean, I think with him, it's probably just another Thor situation.
Right, wrong timing. If you just hit someone at the wrong timing, you just get fucked.
Basically, everything I just said, I wanted to boil it down to this, okay? Because this is really what I care about and what I think is important for the game. Anything that reduces the amount of skill expression in your game should not be in the game. The only exception I have to that is mechanics that maybe the developers didn't really intend for. Like that would be like the only exception. I think Cap's animation cancel actually falls under that category. But I mean, you look at the Cap change, you look at the Angela change. I mean, I'm sure you could think of more. They have been methodically and systematically lowering the skill ceiling of just about every hero in the game. So the fact that I saw these changes, really not that surprised. And I'm not 100% that they're going to fix it. I think they will, but
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they will fix this change. I don't think they'll remove it completely. I literally think they're just gonna go in on Hulk and Rogue and just tweak some numbers and fix it.
That would probably be the second best thing they could do.
I think that's what they're gonna do, and then they're gonna just keep it in for everyone else. And then maybe if people are still mad about it after we play it for a while, they'll do it again. I mean, they've shown they did reel back, like they reel back some of the Cap changes. They added BP changes. Like I think they're listening to the community and they actually care when people lose their minds. And people are undoubtedly losing their fucking minds about this. Like undoubtedly.
People getting mad about it, you said. This is all just a big ploy to release Black Cat in her most broken state and have nobody complain about it. It's like media spin. If you create problems, then no one will notice Black Cat just sitting here. How about that for a segue, Coach Mills? That character's clearly broken. She's clearly broken.
You saw the 60-meter dash? I know we're getting a little off topic here, but fuck it. Her ult lets her dash 60 meters. That's like the whole goddamn map.
I saw this game's cooked, bro. I saw some comment that said Black Cat has more spells than Doctor Strange and Wanda combined. I'm like, wait, hold on, let me count it up here. Oh, dude.
No, I cannot fucking wait to just be three. So I'm telling chat right now, this is not a spoiler. Like this is not a surprise to anyone. We are going to be in a hard dive meta. There's a lot of fucking great divers, and we'll talk about Venom in a little bit. But I cannot wait to be 3-2-1'd. There's a Daredevil on your ass, there's a Venom on your ass, and Black Cat comes from fucking across the map and teleports on your ass. You're dead instantly, and that motherfucker gets another reset, so they're dashing on the next person, and the next person, and the next person. It doesn't matter if you're across the map. 60 meters is that ult range that you get to just... I mean, that's just crazy. Like, that's not... Like, a 60-meter dash to me, you're basically like a melee hit skin. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you're not really a melee character if you can travel that far, like, that fast, like, instantaneously. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm just a PSA to everybody. Like, ban that hero. Don't be the person who gets posterized, right? From Black, like gets Jordan dumped in like the poster.
Get out of that clip.
That is what's going to happen if you let that character through. There's going to be someone who has been studying and no-lifing and looking at all the little things Black Cat does, so unrelated, and they're going to be lured in 18 hours, and you're going to load into the game and be like, oh, let's try the new CC changes, and Black Cat is going to absolutely, like... Torch players are holding funerals, right?
Oh, yeah, we'll get to Torch.
A lot of them are probably going to be swapping to Black Cat after these It's just ban her.
It is insane. Isn't it insane to have a diver have that crazy amount of utility? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. A character that, like a dive character that has this, like, almost support level utility. I talked about the idea of like a bard, bard support with all these buffs. Like she is like bag of tricks. Like you take away the bag of tricks.
It's a shame because it's a cool concept, but it's clearly just like way too much. Like I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we should just wait and see and test it. But
I don't necessarily. I still would bet that Daredevil is stronger than her in a true dive, just because he has sustain. Like I mean, Daredevil was just crazy as far as like his ability to survive in the hands of someone that knows what he's doing. But Black Cat just seems like a character that could break the game in a way that no other character can. Because just that utility is just nuts. I mean,
if you utility. Exactly. Like if you want to take that's not completely overreacting and you want something a bit more grounded, there is no way a character with the amount of utility she has, there's no way it's ever possible for that character to be balanced unless their damage is just low enough really to where. Yeah. She doesn't get played. Like that's really it.
Like divers don't need a lot of damage. They just need targeted damage because there's other people that are doing that damage too. And I think that
her damage looks high though. That's the problem.
Here's the thing: is if Black Cat is only playable in a dive composition and that's what she's good in, I'm happy. Like I think that that's actually fine. I'm worried that because of her utility, she's just good enough to be played all over the place. You just like you don't even play her in a dive comp. You just play her for her utility. Like if her utility is so good that you just could play her for her utility, and then it doesn't even really matter what the rest of her character does.
That is what I'm holding out on. And if that is how she ends up kind of falling into the meta, I think it's a big W. I mean, if you can introduce a, quote, diver who's picked for their utility and not actually their ability to secure kills, but help other people secure kills, I could see that being a character that's actually good for the game. So, again, I mean, it just goes back to something where it's like, yo, why don't we... Because that's kind of what White Fox does a little bit. She's very popular, by the way, like White Fox.
Yeah, I mean, they pair very well together. Similar in some ways as well. Yeah, no, I actually am excited about Black Cat, but I made a video kind of recently about like we are obviously just gonna keep running into this power creep wall over and over again, where every new character is just like more bells and whistles than the last, better than the last, more utility than the last, stronger than the last, and then we just started like sitting in a meta of that character until they finally decide to nerf it, like. They have finally just decided to nerf Elsa in this patch about fucking time.
Mwah.
But yeah, I guess that's a perfect segue to talk about Elsa. Yeah. There are several really important nerfs in this patch, and Elsa I think is probably the most important. Where now at max stack she can only dash every 4 seconds instead of every 2 seconds. They also reduced her max damage to tanks as well. I think that like. That is exactly what we needed. Like these are big nerfs.
The 4 to 2 that's massive, and then 8 to 10 seconds with the dash. That is, I mean, that's massive change. Like there actually be windows now where you can kind of counterplay when she's max stacks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she's still one of the best characters in the game, but the problem is she made the entire game about her. I mean, in high elos, people were just running Mantis, Ultron, Elsa, and if you give Elsa, constant healing from Ultron, there's 0 windows to kill them because 2-second dashes plus a heal. Like it's just there's not a single window that you're ever gonna kill an Elsa.
I'm gonna air out some dirty laundry. Well, I won't say the person's name, but so Elsa gets through the ban phase. It's a Celestial Eternity lobby. Every team, both team has an Elsa. But at the end of the game, each Elsa has like 17 kills, 24 kills, and everybody else on their team has less than 10. And the Elsa on my team had the audacity to say that I needed to play better when it's totally up to you versus the Elsa. I have to play against that shit. So the fact that you're yelling at me when you didn't carry the game, that's how broken she is that everybody on your team gets nerfed. Yeah. Because you have to play into that. That's how strong she is. Just by
everyone would get 1/6 of the impact of the lobby, and a lot of times that's how it is. When Elsa's in the lobby, she's taking up 5 of those 6 spots, and the last 1/6 is split between everyone the fuck else.
These Elsa players need to realize, just by her being in the lobby, everybody's carry potential who isn't Elsa is reduced. So usually when I have an Elsa, I'm just like, well, I'll just do what the Elsa's doing, and then
no, I'll swap the fuck off a second tank. And go Ultron and just pocket the Elsa. Because, what else am I going to do? I'm going to play Thor, I'm going to flank, and I'm gonna run into an Elsa with max stacks and lose the fucking duel on Thor, or I have to run away. It's just not a reasonable thing to do.
It was Elsa Ultron, by the way. Both teams had it. It was miserable. It was miserable.
If one team goes it, the other team has to. It's literally... I'm still a little bit afraid that Elsa, Mantis, Ultron is still gonna be really strong.
I think it will,
and it's still gonna be really strong. But I think that there's probably room for you now to maybe ban Mantis, maybe ban Ultron, maybe ban something. You don't necessarily have to always ban Elsa.
Well,
and I do know those lobbies are gonna be less miserable. I know that for a fact.
There's also room now potentially. I mean, maybe not with how much Ultron's getting buffed, which we'll talk about, to actually figure out more reliable counters to her, because I don't think she should have percentage damage at all. I don't really ever think a ranged character should. To look at Vayne from League of Legends and how hard she's been to balance over the years, and I think a lot of DPS are going to be able to I just remember Momo, how much he was complaining about her with Punny, and Punny has the ability to just one shot people, and even he was just like, I can't deal with her. I would say tanks, weirdly enough, are a little better equipped to deal with her simply because they can just survive her harass.
I think I actually can probably beat her in a 1v1 now reliably on Thor instead of just purely when I catch her off guard, because she has to wait 4 seconds between dashes. That means I can actually close in the gap. It's not like I close in the gap, she dashes away, then I close in the gap, she dashes away, right? There's windows for me to actually fight her. And there's windows for you too as Hulk. Like, there's a window now where she can't get the fuck away, and we have relentless mobility, so we can actually kind of chase her, and, you know, she's not just...
She'll actually have to time it and dodge and not just spam.
100%.
It'll still be annoying, though, 100%.
I'm just glad they finally actually fucking nerfed this character, because, like, they literally just slapped her on the wrist multiple times over and over.
Yeah.
They should have nerfed her really hard in 7.0, to be honest with you. I mean, like, we all knew that this was going to be how 7.0 was, and they just didn't want to do it. I'm happy. And that's not the only big nerf. The other nerf I want to talk about that's really important is Tankpool. That's my most played character this season. Towards the end of the season, I actually... I dipped into Eternity with Venom, actually. Venom, I'm practicing him for next season. We'll talk about him in a second. But Tankpool is so broken that I just had to learn him and play him. And, you know, some of y'all have watched my guides. I get more comments about my guide on Tankpool than any other character, because people kind of realize that this character's broken. He's too overpowered. He's too busted. That from the team up to Jeff, to the fact that he could just kill Invises with his ultimate, to blah, 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 blah. And they gave him real nerfs here. They reduced his rapid fire by 20%. They made it so that his ultimate doesn't tick down as much damage. They made it so he doesn't gain as much shields. I mean, he was the best tank in the game. I mean, that he needed it. He needed to have no kneecaps, and that's basically what they did to the character. How do you feel about that?
I actually had a question. Do you think he'll even get played in lower ranks now? Because I feel like he's still one of the harder tanks to play.
That's the thing, is so, like, there was a lot of people that would come to me and they'll say, is Tankpool still busted if you don't have good aim? Or I don't see Tankpool ever banned or played in my low elos. I'm telling you, I just think that there's a little bit of a knowledge gap going on, because you could literally never hit a critical on Tankpool on the current patch, 7.0 patch, and completely carry lobbies. I mean, when you upgrade his pistol and you ult an Invis, they just die unless they get constant peel, and if you just shoot at them, they just die.
It's as a brawler too. It feels terrible.
And every time they're taking damage from the tick of the gun ult, you're gaining 45 shields. So, like, you can't die. Like, you're unkillable. They're dying. Then you could just, like, there are so many situations where in even in low healers, you could just walk up to an Invis, ult them, then turn to a DPS, just shoot them, kill the DPS, then kill the support. Like, you could just do whatever you want to do. So I really think that Tankpool, like, maybe is a little bit, I don't know how to put it. Like, people are kind of daunted by that character. You didn't need great aim to carry with that character, like, at all. But people still didn't play him.
Because it's more about his burst windows then.
Yeah, burst windows, and honestly, game sense, and, like, there's even like dive windows.
Yeah, your ult first.
In and out, like, a Tankpool can get in and out of fights really easily, and just, like, if you can dip out of a fight behind them, and you wait a couple seconds, and you have that life gains because you have that passive. So you're getting back to full HP. You're getting your shield cooldown back. You're getting your E cooldown back, which is your damage reduction. So, like, there's just so much. And no one can come chase you because they can't 1v1 you. Like, no character can really 1v1 you besides Elsa. So, like, the character just has such an extreme carry potential. And I really like the nerfs they did, because they just kneecapped completely that free. I'm just going to ult and be invincible. Now he can die in the ult. Now he's not going to just guaranteed kill you when he ults you. His aura making
Are you
it
sure?
So
you think he can die in his ult now just from, what, like 10 less shield?
You could die before, like, if people focused you.
Because I have had horror
10
stories in games where I have my entire team punching one, and all I see is blue health.
Well, it's like the combination of all those things. Like, you still need some hard damage, 100%. You do need some hard damage, but it's also going to be easier for you to ignore him, mainly because he's not rapid firing as much. Because, like, what Tankpools did is they they would hit it on you and then they'd run up to you and start glocking you in the face, right? So like because you're doing less damage and you're gaining less shields, like there's options. If you have enough damage, you could focus him or you could just kind of ignore him. Like there's already situations with Tankpool where it can be frustrating where if people don't come backline with you and the opponents kind of peel, you're just not doing enough damage to kill them. Like the second you get one kill, you kill everybody, but it's a really big change. Like, and I say this as Tankpool was the best character in the game. They nerfed him really, really heavily, and he's probably still S tier. Like he's still S tier most likely. But it was it was a huge nerf. Like I don't think people understood how much better Tankpool was than the rest of the cast. That's the thing. He would be like triple S tier, and now he's normal S tier. Like he wasn't even on the same level of any other tank in the game. It really wasn't even close. And now he is, I think. I could be wrong, but just from all my experience playing with him, I think the character is still going to be extremely good. Paired alongside, because he can play with a poker like Magneto. He can play with a diver like Venom. He can play with so many different compositions, and he can still do those things.
It's great with Hulk on defense.
Yeah, plays well. Yeah, controlling the angles, controlling the space. He can still do all that. You know, he's still fighting 1v1s. He's a little worse at 1v1s because his rapid fire isn't as much, but like he could still do all the same things. He just doesn't do the broken thing, in my opinion, as strong as he did before. But that was not the only reason why the character was good, in my opinion. And it's still good if they don't have a defensive ult and I say, okay, I'm going to ult the Invis in 3, 2, 1, and I do that and I walk in with my team, it doesn't matter that it does less damage. Like if we walk in together, you know, like it doesn't.
Either way, they're going to be playing defensively. So it's more about like the space and the kind of chaos before the ult phase. I mean, yeah, no, I totally get it. I agree. I think he's still going to be pretty good. I agree. I think he's still S tier. But now he's maybe not S plus.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much. I think that I'm glad that they actually really nerfed him though, because if they didn't do something this severe, he would. I mean, he's kind of gotten to the point where he's on the ban list every game, unless people are mirroring.
He's my number one ban.
Yeah. And now I think that there can be some time. Like I think that's probably going to be higher target bans. We'll talk about the meta changes in a bit, but I think there are going to be some tanks that are actually stronger than him, and we'll get to that.
Speaking of other tanks, Emma, they just can't go a patch without making a change to her. She just randomly gets 300 off of her alt cost, so she gets her alt quicker.
Yep. Little Emma buff, random ass Emma buff.
They've been just chipping away at her. She's
probably going to be pretty good this patch, to be honest. She's good at. She's like good at, and she's a good anti-diver. She's good front to back. She's probably going to be pretty good.
Honestly, I feel like Emma's in a balanced spot right now. I'm not even again. Like usually, I know I like to jump on the Emma hate, but I think with the CC change, well, actually, no, her grab's not affected, right?
Nope, not affected. Yeah.
Oh, well, she just gets to.
I mean, I honestly think that she's probably fine. I think she's probably fine. If you get caught by Emma, it's a cooldown that's long enough that you can reasonably bait it and then not die to it. I like that kind of cat and mouse. I know I play a lot of Venom. I like the cat and mouse of like, can I force that Emma diamond and dip out? You know, and a good Emma won't use it very easily. Like they know that that's what you're trying to do.
I guess the reason I brought it up and drew attention to it is just like 300. Like, what do we? Like, why? Are we just trying
I don't know. Well, maybe the ultimate, I don't think maybe the ultimate is... It's weird because I think the ultimate's better than people think, but it's still not that good. Like, I think its best use is to deny enemy plays, like the enemy space. When people gambit ults or people are using an ult to run into you, using it to just deny... But there's a lot of Emmas that, like, they want it all. They want to either kill 5 people with it or they get nobody. And there's a lot of Emmas that get nobody.
Yeah. I think the best way to use Emma ult is to counter other big ults like Star-Lord and stuff. I think, or like Gambit. Sometimes you can Emma ult at Gambit. But, to me, it's just like I imagine there's a team that has X number of heroes or a person that's like you have. And it's just like they're just sitting in their office being like, okay, we need Emma changes this week. And he's just like, oh, $300.
It's because there's a new skin upcoming. That's why.
It's just like, why even make a change like that? I guess we're just doing the tit for tat stuff again.
Here's the weird thing is I think that this patch notes didn't. There's a change that it should have had and it didn't have it. I think there should have been a nerf to the ultimate charge of Groot. I think
I agree.
he's one of those characters that builds way too quickly and it's way too powerful. Like if you compare Emma ult to Groot is like so much more powerful, and it's being built at like you're building a Groot ult when your Emma's at like 65-70% on like current live. So like if I compared them directly, if you're not gonna nerf Groot ults, you probably should maybe speed up some of these ults. But I don't know. To me it just kind of feels a little strange though, the change. But they do a lot of these like weird slapstick changes.
She definitely has received more attention than most heroes. This Penny though. Penny. We had a Penny main.
Yep.
On
Shout out
podcast.
Brandon Gritch.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Angry Penny.
Yep.
Shout out Cringe Alarm. There's a lot of Penny players.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
Shout out Ishigo. Shout out. No, I don't know Penny players. Sorry, wait. I probably do, and now I'm gonna feel bad leaving them out of the shadow. But anyways, Penny players.
Eric Carmen.
I fucking hate this character. Yeah, Eric.
Gotcha.
Penny is a character like she's just to me she feels very rock paper scissors-y, where there's certain types of characters that just don't play well into the character at all, and there's other characters that have a lot of counterplay. And what they did in this change is they gave her another sticky nest or not nest, but like another web on the ground. Instead of 3, you can have 4. So you basically can have 4 areas that are like traps or like places that you can gain shields or like where people don't want to walk because they could potentially die.
If Penny was rock, now she's boulder.
Yeah.
Okay. They made her do what she does.
Yeah.
They're basically doubling down, as they say.
Yeah, and we've had this conversation a lot before, where it's like, are we gonna make the character what they're strong at? Are they gonna be better at that, or are we gonna make them strong in other ways? I've talked many times how I want Penny to have some strengths besides holding space and denying space, which is what she does. But they're like, fuck that. Let's just make Penny even better at denying space. I don't know how I feel about this. I think like a perfect game where this like Penny works perfectly is a game where no one else is having fun on the enemy team. Like there are so many like what I would consider. I like to think of what does a successful game look like for you on a character. And for Penny, a successful game looks like your opponents never even got to take a step onto point because they died in the choke 10 fucking times. That's literally what success is. And you want as many of those games as you possibly could fucking have. And I don't know. Like I like a lot of the changes that Brandon Gritch recommended, which is like a lot of the stuff, like maybe a more direct explosion, and maybe your mines don't die to random bullshit like Namor squids. I don't really like, let's just double down on what she's already good at. Now the faster primary though is a little. That's a nice. I think that's okay. Faster primary.
This
gonna be
to
easier
me
to shoot flyers, maybe. I guess.
I mean, we already know Penny is a scourge in the lower ranks. I mean, this is clearly a balance change directed at the higher ranks, right? Like it has to be, which is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is for.
This is so odd.
I don't think that adding another nest all of a sudden and making her shoot faster, that doesn't change. That doesn't fix her for higher elo at all. Because higher elo players are more likely to swap and counter around her and, like work together to deal with the problem.
Yeah, you could make the argument for the opposite, to be honest, because.
But she definitely didn't need a buff in low elo. She's winning so many free games in low elo.
To me, this makes her stronger at what she already does. And when she's doing what she does and you play whatever, like Magic or, melee heroes, you're just going to swap, unless you're crazy like me and you'll just play into it because you view it as fun. Which, to me, I'm just going to ban Penny now. So, I mean... There's my hot take. Just ban her.
I think I'm gonna start treating Penny sometimes. I mean, it kind of depends. Like, I want to play a lot of dive this season, and Penny is very good against dive. Maybe that's why they did this, because dive is gonna be really good. Let's give low elo players more ways to counter dive on Penny.
Then where's the Thing love?
I mean, I think Thing is honestly good. I think he's still gonna be good against dive anyway, and against the nonsense jumping into your back line. So that's my only theory. I don't know. I don't know. But I would, Yeah, I would be down to ban this on certain maps. On certain maps, there's certain maps that Penny is just atrocious to. It's hard to get an angle on any of her generators. Like, it's just hard to get there.
She's just not fun to play against is my big thing. I just don't think she's fun to play against. And to me, I do think that matters when you're looking at hero balance and looking at, like, I mean,
I'm trying to think, is there any other character that I don't like playing against as much? All right, there's characters I don't like losing to, and I think that Penny is like probably at the top of that list. I'm trying to think if there's any other character that I feel that way about.
I feel that way
that extent
about Ultron. I don't think.
Ultron triple. Ultron triple is definitely
like as a Hulk player, you'd think, oh, another flyer, but really,
they're just playing so far, so high.
Yeah. And anybody who he orbs just doesn't die. I mean, there's a couple heroes that are just kind of anti-fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably feel this way about like Prime Hawkeye. Like, Hawkeye's pretty weak right now, but like when Hawkeye was in his prime, people don't like losing to him. It feels worse than just losing to other characters, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess support players felt that way about BP for a while. I guess everyone's gonna have their own answers to this, but for me, I don't really like losing to Penny. Like, I really don't like losing to Penny. And I lose to Penny a lot. I also lose to Iron Fist a lot.
I do. I do all right in Iron Fist though. Penny, no thanks.
Another nerf that we wanted to talk about. We got to get through Cloak. Cloak is one that ultimate nerf. Not 13 seconds anymore. Now it's 11. I think this is a great change. I think this is fantastic.
I agree. I saw some people complaining about this. I'm like, why? This is exactly what you want to see out of a change.
We want less ults. Less ult. I think the game has been so much. That's why for me, I know not everyone has been loving season 7. I think season 7 is my second favorite season of Rivals ever, besides season 0. And season 0 is like everyone's favorite because it's like so much fun. It was just the brand new. But this season, the changes to the ultimate, the increase in the neutral have just been phenomenal. And I thought that there was only a couple characters that kind of broke that, and Cloak and Dagger was one of them. That's really why they have been getting banned, is because that ultimate is just too long. Like, yes, it's up less often, but it's just so fucking long. I don't even think it had anything to do with how strong Cloak and Dagger was. I think it just had to do with the fact that people didn't want to play against that ult.
I mean, it's always been like that, but the double damage amp is pretty nice, especially in like, because you can kind of burn through a lot of ults that are, you kind of have to, they kind of stabilize your health bar. If you have damage amp up that long, you can actually just like DPS it down rather than burst it down.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. I've noticed. So I mean, that's really strong, like meta wise. But yeah, no, 2 seconds off the ult. I think this is the type of change you want to see based off of, the previous patches too, where you see a support ult get lowered, Luna's goes down, blah blah blah. And
it's
now
still the longest lasting ult, by the way. It's still long. It's still longer than Luna. It's still longer than Invis.
So now
very long.
I mean, Cuffy will disagree, but now we see Cloak as one of the premier heroes. Okay, well, I wonder why. It's because her ult lasts a little longer and it gives everybody whatever 3 seconds of free damage in a fight unless they leave. So
I do think I keep saying that I think dive is going to be really good, and there's the dive supports that are going to be good, like Jeff, Rocket, White Fox. I think if you're going to play front to back, though, the best support is undoubtedly going to be Invis now. Like, it's not really. I think the gap between Cloak and Invis, like Invis is just going to be better a vast majority of the time.
Yeah.
One of the things I actually saw, I read this in the comments, and I want to hear your take on it. We were kind of complaining about Invis's ability to self-shield, and we don't really like that change. We like the you have to position well, you can put it on your teammate. People said that change, or someone in the comments said that change was because of the power of Daredevil. Otherwise, Daredevil's a hard counter to Invis, and they wanted, in order to keep Daredevil in his current power with the kit he has, you needed to give Invis this effect. That's what they were saying. That it was in direct response. Because I actually do agree in that matchup, if Invis can't self-shield, she's fucking dead. But like, I also disagree that they should just allow a character to have some effect because of their matchup with one other character. Because there's so many characters in the game that just have no fucking counterplay to so many other characters in the game, right? Like, there's a lot of characters that can do nothing to certain other characters in the game. And I don't really think that that's justification to have a mechanic that
Congrats, she can survive against Deadpool now. Now she can I mean, no one can kill her. Now you need 2, 3 people. I actually had a rant about Invis the other day because there was one that was like really out of position. We had already kind of won the fight, and she was just kind of standing in this doorway, just like getting free damage off. And she ended up like jumping further into our team to kite us, and like ended up almost killing us because of she. I mean, she's just like an absolute raid boss. I think the argument for buffing a hero just to be able to deal with one matchup, you're kind of just promoting power creep. Like that's kind of what it's like, an arms race of just like, you shouldn't view the game in that way.
If I kind of took that argument to its conclusion, they're saying that we can nerf Invis, but then we have to nerf Daredevil too. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, to me it's like you shouldn't be looking at what's meta and how does something function within these select heroes. It should be all about every hero's power relative to other heroes. Like in a vacuum, can you simplify their numbers enough to where they more or less have the same output? And if not, right, then it's okay. Where do you make that trade-off? Like Invis, I thought Invis, her identity was kind of displacement and mobility. Why does she have a self-shield? To me, that she should have to give up her mobility and displacement to be able to have that, which was how she was initially designed. You have to put a shield on a teammate if you want to use that shield, right? But now she gets the self heal too, which it just to me, why would you double down on someone like Penny and put her more into a niche when these healers get to do everything? Right? There's no trade-off there. So she gets to be tanky now, but still has all the mobility. And it's like, well, okay, if you see that as a response to Daredevil and all the dive in the game, well, maybe we should take a look at those two and bring it down. I mean, that's not a hot take.
Instead of buffing,
like we need nerfs, or else we lose hero identity.
So I know, like I remember Gallus talking about this directly a lot back in the day when we were talking about power creep. One thing I'll keep saying is I feel like it's hard. Like it's like Pandora's box. It's really hard to close the box. Like I just think it's hard to take things away. People feel really bad when things are taken away and things are nerfed. Like I think Invis players would really, really hate not being able to self shield now. Like to the point of they don't even want to fucking play the character.
Oh no, I even said when it happened, sure you go back and find it. Once it's in, you don't take this out. This is
like they should have never put it in though. Like from the start. I don't really understand the concept of putting it in, and
I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
They've done that a lot. They've done that several times, by the way.
Why they're doing that?
Why did they do this?
Invis does sell a lot of skins. I've heard. We did touch on Daredevil. I feel like he's still pretty OP.
Oh, he's still best in slot for divers. He's probably going to be one of the best DPS in the whole game this patch.
Those
because Elsa
Nerfs were not enough.
No, the character's great. But I think it's actually good. I know that's weird, but I like there being a like challenges to the poke dominance, challenges to the Elsas, challenges to the Jeans. Like I like that there is a DPS that can put those characters on blast, because Iron Fist is not fucking doing it. Magic is not fucking doing it. Black Panther is not fucking doing it. Like none of these other melee characters are doing it. Spider-Man is not really doing it unless you get like some help or you're just like skill diffing them. So I'm kind of cool with there being a really, really powerful diver. And it's not like, I don't really think Daredevil is like dominating lower elos anyways. Like Daredevil rarely gets banned or played in lower elos. In fact, I get so many comments in my videos. Every time I put Daredevil in a high tier, they're like, Daredevil, I never see a Daredevil in my game. Like I get a lot of people say that. That's their sentiment. It's like, it's because the good Daredevils quickly climb the ranks. They very, very quickly fucking climb the ranks. They're not in the lower ranks. And if they are in the lower ranks on Daredevil, they're making there's really big mistakes. They probably don't know all the techs. There's really gaps in your ability to punish them. What's up, guys? It's Captain Coach and Coach Mills. And we're just here to tell you to subscribe right now if you enjoy the podcast. Like only like 5% of you have subscribed.
Please.
So you watch the pod? Help us get to 10K subs? Smash that subscribe button right now. We really appreciate the support. Thank you, guys.
Sound a little desperate there. Sorry. Please.
So the next character that we actually really have to talk about is Bucky. Bucky got really, really nerfed. Rest in peace, Bucky. It's Bucky funeral. They did buff his ult very, very slightly, but they nerfed his damage. They nerfed his uppercut. Now it doesn't stun anymore. And the combination, like they really just they hard nerfed Bucky. They hard nerfed Bucky, and they just nerfed him like last patch. They nerfed him a bit, and now they're nerfing him again. And to be honest with you, like I don't really even play Bucky anymore. Bucky used to be my main back in the day, but I don't play Bucky anymore because for the past couple seasons, I just feel like this is how I feel about Bucky. I want to see if you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Bucky feels like Mag in the way that he is a answer and not a threat. You're never swapping to stop a Bucky. You're never banning a Bucky. Bucky is an answer to problems that you run into. And what I've been finding personally about how my playstyle has been changing and the characters I like, I want to be the threat. I want to be the thing that people are swapping to counter. I want to be the thing that puts the opponents on the back foot. I don't want to try to always stop what opponents are doing. That's what Bucky is trying to do the whole game. Is the way he wins the game is a magic comes in and he kills that person. This person comes in and he kills that person. He shuts all this stuff down, and that's just kind of how I've been feeling. So I don't really play that much Bucky anymore. I actually don't play. I don't play Bucky at all anymore, and I don't hardly ever play Mag for these reasons. I want to just be more like threat-filled characters, and I think that Bucky has been in this state where he just only has very specific things he's good against, and then there's a lot of things that he's terrible against. How do you feel about Bucky?
I don't think Bucky is even that strong right now. I think he's, like a good answer to dive. And I know you play Bucky. I don't even think these are like really that big of nerfs though either. And it does kind of push him more in that direction that you wanted. So I might disagree a little bit. I don't play the hero though, so I'm not the most qualified here. But 20% on the ult threshold, I think that's important. That's significant.
His ult is so bad though. I know that people will disagree. Like a lot of people will disagree. And it's hard to kind of understand because when Bucky's ult works, it looks insane.
Yeah,
because you're killing so many people. But there are so many times that Bucky ult does fucking nothing. And there's like one of the biggest complaints I used to get back when I used to play Bucky all the time, like 4 seasons ago. People would say, "Why aren't you ulting? Why are you ulting?" Well, if I ult into their Luna, they're gonna Luna ult, and then I'm gonna die because I'm in their team. And I can't just feed this fight. And if I ult here, like they still have bubble, and if they ult here, there's just a million situations where an ult will not work. And the very few windows that it does work, you get one kill, and then opponents are ready for it. They tunnel up, and there's no more opportunity. It's not like there's so many other ults in the game that get to force action, and Bucky just doesn't. And so like this small buff to the threshold of the ultimate to me just is almost completely irrelevant. I
feel like that kind of helps with what you were saying, though. It's going to make it more reliable to get kills. He has 5 more damage on his main primary, obviously 10 less base damage on the ult, and then more lower cooldown on the dash punch.
Well, no, because they nerfed his spell field. Like
that's the AoE, the splash.
Yeah. Right, but it does nerf his raw damage too. Like here's the thing. I think that Bucky has been B tier at best for a while. Like in the lower elos,
I agree.
He's maybe A because. Like the thing about Bucky is he thrives on chaos. When people are playing random B or C tier meta characters, he punishes all of the random nonsense. But when people start playing shit like Jean Grey, Bucky is terrible against Jean Grey. He's terrible against so many meta characters. He's terrible against good frontline tanks. He doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with characters that can just kind of box him out like Mag. Like there's a certain rank threshold that you hit, typically around high Grandmaster, that you're no longer going to hit frontline hooks. They hear it.
Yeah.
It's telegraphed. The second you can no longer hit frontline hooks reliably, now you just can't really play make like other characters can. You can't off angle on the character. You don't have mobility to off angle. And I think off angling, whether you're Namor, Jean, Elsa, you need to off angle to take an angle. You can't do that on Bucky because you're a sitting duck. I just think that this is a really weird change, and the only reason I can think they did this is because Black Cat is in the game. And they probably want dive to be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next point. Is on the eve of a dive meta, we have the anti-dive hero getting from the Bucky experts.
He's probably good. He's probably good. He would be good against Black Cat. He's good against Magic. He's good against some of the divers that don't have something to protect themselves. He's good against them.
I mean, this kind of just further promotes my theory, which is, they'll listen to the community, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of their balance changes, and maybe I'm going to get a little, maybe this is burning some bridges for future guests, but this is a profit motive-driven balance team. I don't think they actually care about balance. I think they care about profit and promoting their game and hyping their game and making the game fun in the short term at the cost of potentially the competitive integrity long term, but also maybe even losing some of your hardcore players long term. It's just kind of par for the course at this point, so I'm kind of just used to it. It's just really fascinating, honestly, to look at it, because this change really, I don't like. Why are we buffing?
He didn't even really need to get touched.
Nerfing the dive aspect. Like if you're doubling down on the hero identity of Penny in one change and then doing the opposite for others,
also this Bucky change was a good change to help him combat characters like Venom, because of that little window of where Venom can't move, because they took away that, like the grounded, right? You could catch Venoms off with that, and you're just like, I'm kind of glad that's gone. Venom, I'm kind of licking my lips against Bucky. Like, I don't care. I literally don't care about you at all. You have one hook. That you're not going to do anything to me as Venom.
I'm glad they reverted the grounded. That shouldn't have been.
No,
in the game.
It should have never been in the game. I do agree with you. I don't really understand why they. It's very funny to me how we had a problem with Bucky Hook for a while, so they heavily nerfed the cooldown of Bucky Hook, and they wanted to reduce the CC, but then they gave him a different form of CC a couple seasons later. Here's the thing. I'm not. Like, I feel like I kind of have to try to defend the Bucky community a little bit, because I spawned a lot of them in the early days of Rivals, because I did make a big Bucky guide that got a whole bunch of views, and I promoted the character a lot. I said this before, when a character is too strong for too long, there has to be some pullback eventually, because people are just tired of that shit. And I think Bucky has been in a state where he's actually not broken for a while, but because he was too strong for too long, people are just fed up with him. And I'm okay if we go through a couple of seasons of no one fucking playing Bucky, and then he can maybe have a comeback. He can have his fucking comeback, the Undertaker comeback in season 9 or some bullshit. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm honestly okay with that. He doesn't.
Bucky for president.
Need to be.
Isn't he a politician in the movies?
Yeah. He just doesn't always need to, I think it's okay if characters are. If they've been part of the meta for a long time, it's okay if they're not part of the meta forever. I think that's fine.
I disagree. I think you should try to make every character balanced and playable. But that's some fantasy land, and this is Nettie's and Marvel Rivals. So I mean that's why I think they're making Black Cat OP. Obviously, with all the other former hero releases, make them OP, give a lot of people playing the game, sell a lot of skins, and rinse repeat.
I understand both arguments. I get we should try to make things tweaked within reason, but I also like the idea that at least if you put seasons together, season let's just say 7 and 8, or 4 and 5.
Oh, they're gonna say 6 and 7.
No, we're too.
Kill myself.
By the way, my birthday was 3 days ago. I'm 29. This is the Unk Pod. We are old as hell.
Sorry for making you cringe.
You're getting old when you have a birthday and it's just okay, it's a birthday. And
I went to the movies alone.
You don't even do anything. You don't do anything. Yeah, exactly. That type of stuff. Yeah, you don't even do anything. You don't even do anything for your birthday. You're just
that's amazing, by the way, going to the movies alone. I highly suggest. Well,
most people want to do it. I want to do that.
You've never done it?
Never.
The only thing that sucks, you don't have anyone to talk to afterwards about it. So you just go online and watch some video.
Oh, watch some. That's my favorite thing to do, is when I watch something a cool TV show, I like to watch people watch it, react to it. I love that shit.
I thought you were going to say watch the reviews for the movies instead of actually watch them, because I know some people do that.
Okay, real quickly, I do want to talk about Torch, but real quickly, Adam got slightly buffed in heals. Luna got her damage buffed and healing buffed, and then Ultron got his ultimate buffed. How do you feel about any of those stick out to you as something that you want to talk about?
I think the Adam change is fine. He lost 15% healing last patch. I mean, I still think he's good. Like I may have ranked him a little too high on my tier list. I think I put him A. Probably looking. I would still actually stand by that. I'm a stand by. I still think he's A, but relative to other healers, I don't know. I mean, they got to decide whether or not they want this guy to be played in duo healer comps or not. But
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
Yeah. But I've seen it work sometimes. I think he needed more healing. I'm fine with that.
That reminds me really quick, because I was actually getting to it, but I completely forgot. I like it when certain seasons are remembered for the metas that they were, and I like that it's not always the same. Because I think it would be really easy to just try to get this game to a balanced state, and then we just hover there,
Yeah,
I mean, it would get a little boring, I think, over time. And there's always probably a push and pull of that. Do we want the game to be balanced but the same for a long time, or do we want the game to be unbalanced but diverse and always changing? Like, I could see the appeal to both.
It's the risky run trying to. Yeah, I think that's a valid take.
In Overwatch, we sat in the same metas for a long time, but people liked it. Like in the beginnings of Overwatch, it was all dive. It was like, imagine if you sat in a dive comp and it was Winston D.Va, double dive tank, Genji Tracer. We sat in that exact same meta for like what was about 2 years, I think, 2.5. And then eventually we got into Ghosts, which was triple tank, triple support. We sat in that meta later in the life cycle for about a year and a half. And then there was like a Widow Tracer meta for like a year, like very long stretches of time where we're staying in the exact same meta versus Rivals where we're spending maybe 3-4 months in a meta and then we're moving the fuck on. But the game, I feel like, does get unbalanced more because of that. So I don't know.
I got a question for you, since I didn't play Overwatch, and I'm going somewhere with this, but I'm curious to hear what you say. During that time where the Overwatch meta, I guess you want to say the first one, I think you said Genji for 2.5 years?
Yeah, it was like a dive, like a Genji dive. Genji Tracer, Winston D.Va.
How much did that meta change from the first... let's compare it to Rivals. 3 or 4 months where people more or less figured out how to play. Between that time, starting there, and the end of the meta, did it shift at all? Were there any? Because to me, I think longer metas are good because it gives players more time to kind of figure out how to beat stuff.
It didn't. So here's the thing. There was several differences. It didn't really change all that much. There was a couple new characters that did get added that made their way into the meta. But the thing that was a little different is there was no bans at all, even in pro play. There was 0 bans. So it's like teams played the mirror, and there was a lot of skill expression, so teams just kind of worked on getting better at that. They got better and better and better, and there was a lot of skill expression about how to get better to get better at this dive comp. I'm not saying there was no changes, because there were... there was some balance changes, and there was also some characters that were good enough to make their way into the composition eventually. But this was kind of just the core comp for a long time. It was this comp because it was also really interesting because only high elo could play the comp. Like high elo and pro play could play the comp. Most elos couldn't play the comp because all the characters in the comp were high skill. Every single character in the comp was high skill. High mechanical skill, high game sense skill. There was a lot of skill expression, and you also needed some amount of coordination, which was just hard to get in any of the mid to low elo lobbies. And there were other stronger things you could play if you didn't have high mechanical skill and high communication. So there was almost a completely split in the meta. It was a completely different, just a completely different meta from high to low elo.
That's interesting to me because, I think of a game like... Now, obviously, hero shooters and fighting games, they don't have a ton of similarities, but I think just when you look at something like Melee, right, a game that's been out for over 20 years, Super Smash Bros. Melee, no changes because Nintendo doesn't update their game. They just release new games, and then the community is what keeps that game alive. And even now, 20 years later, people are getting good enough at heroes to where... characters 10, 5, even 5 years ago that people thought were not meta, not playable at all. I mean, Smash is going through its own problems right now, but like Amsa, a Yoshi player out of nowhere, everyone thought that was a D tier character, and he's winning majors. Yoshi, when everybody thought like Fox Falco. Yeah. So to me,
even someone like Hungry Box, like before, like early in Smash, you know, like like early in Smash, if it was Rivals, people would be like, buff Jigglypuff. Where the fuck is Jigglypuff buffs?
Right.
Like are you ignoring Jigglypuff? What the fuck? And then like he figures it out, you know, he cracks the code and he makes it work and he becomes one of the best Smash players in the whole goddamn world. And there is some beauty to that, but I just don't really think that that's in the cards for a game that releases a new character every fucking month. Yeah, I just don't think that that's in the cards for us. I don't think we can do that, even if I like it. It's kind of beautiful in a way, but I just don't think it's feasible. I think
that's probably my biggest critique of people who complain about the state of the balance of the game is you're not really being realistic within like the purview of the goals of NetEase. And I've kind of said that a lot. It's like, yeah, they want to make changes a lot. So it's like, yeah, a long-term balance cycle would be nice. I mean, obviously, like everybody thinks poke is too strong right now. We probably don't want to be in a poke meta. But, you know, I still think there's ways to play into it. It just, unfortunately, a lot of the times is just locking in mag, right? So it's like, I don't know. That's, again, why I just harp back on the point I made before. We need more skill expression in the game, not less, because when they're just making these constant changes and there's a ton of broken stuff, give me a chance to at least outplay it. Now with Elsa, you know, maybe we have a chance. You know? So, I mean, I think it's just constantly chipping away.
Yeah, because I don't think we've ever had a character. Because, like, Tracer was probably the most... Like, Tracer and Diva were probably two of the most broken characters in Overwatch for the longest time. Most powerful characters, but they also had some of the highest skill ceiling, if not the highest. Like, they were not easy characters to master. And they were really bad at their floor. Like, they did very little. And it kind of kept the game in check, I think. There was no... Like, I honestly think that Elsa just gives you too much free value, and there was just never a character quite like that, at least in early stages of Overwatch. You know, first 3 years of Overwatch, it's not like that. There was no character that gave you that level of free fucking value besides maybe Roadhog. But I don't want to get too into the nitty-gritty of all that stuff. But, okay.
Jeff?
Before Jeff, we got to talk about Torch.
Oh, Torch, right.
Yeah, I saw Mike's Above You crashing out for about 40 minutes or whatever on stream.
Man, poor guy's going through it.
Yeah, he is going through it. Because what they basically effectively did, and this is what I didn't realize when I first read it, like I didn't really quite understand the big picture. He doesn't do his movement tech anymore. He can't weave. And so his entire playstyle is kind of broken. His skill expression is broken. His playstyle is broken.
The thing where torches, when they're flying in the air, they're just like this.
Yeah, he can't do that. I mean, that's like...
yes.
That's yeah, they can't fucking yes. Yeah, now they're just crying in the fucking corner. You know, yeah, they unfortunately...
Actually, did they get rid of the movement tech then? Is this like because this to me looks like
because now you do a little dash and then you move a little faster when you activate it, which I thought was cool that you get to do the dash. But the problem is you need to constantly flicker it in order to wiggle, to move, to do the dodge. To me, here's the thing. I think this is half a change when they needed more. So. I've said this a long time that I like an idea of a hypermobile Torch that kind of weaves in and out of the fight, slams in, tries to assassinate, dips out. You can't do that with a 20-second fucking slam. I'm telling you right now, Torch has a kit that is designed for staying in the skybox, spamming damage.
Yeah.
This is a step that gives him more horizontal mobility, which is cool, but what are you supposed to do with that when you can't stay alive? You can't slam in because you only get to do it once every 20 fucking seconds, and you got no survivability. Like it just like the character now is like a weird amalgamation of like, I think that they could double down on this change, keep the dashes, tighten his spread, make it so that he has maybe 2 charges on a slam at 8 seconds, half the damage, give him all this mobility and options where you can like imagine slamming and dashing and slamming. it's a completely different character. And that's kind of what this change is this character is not the same character anymore, but then they didn't change the rest of his kit. I don't really know what they were thinking here with this change, because it just kills old Torch. It kills Torch. It just kills him. He doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, I just feel like they must be overworked or something, or rushed, because I
they definitely are. They definitely are.
I mean, if the CC changes were any indication, but to me, Torch is one of the biggest failures at realizing a hero's identity from like a design perspective. I just feel like Torch is not at all what I would think he would be like. And I get that they wanted a flyer with zone control, and that's clearly the idea they had behind him. But
shouldn't have been Torch.
Yeah, it should make it somebody else, right?
Like, why isn't he fast flying and zooming in and out of combat like he does in the fucking movies? Why is he sitting here?
He's lame.
Oh my God.
It's so lame.
It is so lame. It is. I'm sorry, Mikey. But when the character is good at the playstyle he had before, he makes the game miserable because he just sits up there and gets pocketed by Ultron.
He needs a full rework.
And here's the thing: is I think this change is like one of 5 changes that they could make to actually complete his rework.
Yeah.
I hope that they do that. But until they do that, this character just doesn't do it. He's just a broken character. So I made this tweet, and I actually think that this is a really important thing that Rivals needs to do, because I get that they're overworked, but they're making a lot of fucking money. They got money, and the thing about money is you can solve all your problems. What Valorant has that was really, really important, they actually kind of took a step back from it in recent years, or recent months, but they did it for a long time, and it was one of the reasons the game has been balanced well.
Pay the 10 players reparations.
Yeah, exactly. They created an in-house play test team filled with it was a combination of ranked grinders, devs, former pros, high-ranked players, people that knew the game, but also a variety, not just only the highest of elos. There was like a little bit of a variance, but all people that really think deeply about the game and understand the game.
It's clear they don't have that. It's very
They do not. And they created enough to have 2 teams. So you would only need 12 people on payroll that all they do is play the game, and they are flexible, and they understand how characters' kits work. And their whole job is they run scrims all fucking day with every combination of every meta that they could possibly think of. They get the CC change, and they have players that can play a bazillion different characters, and they can play them well. You have a Hulk expert, you got Spider-Man players, you got every fucking type of person, and they, like, imagine a playtest team that is just running simulations, not to just try to perfectly guess things, but they would have figured this out. They would have tried Torch and been like, nah. They would have tried Hulk and been like, nah. They would have tested this stuff, and it would have been like, okay, obviously, these should not go live. And I understand, 12 people on the payroll, whatever. Yeah, they're making a gazillion fucking dollars. Hire 12 people. Make them play your goddamn game every single day.
Well, you don't
to figure this shit out.
Having a hot fix every single patch a week after it comes out. The last patch, 2 of them, or
I'm telling you, this is an easy dub. This is an easy win. You should 100% do this. I'll fucking run it. Come on, hit me up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm serious.
Paid to play Marvel Rivals.
It's actually so important, because you just need people that are like, they just think of the game objectively. They just test everything. They try it out. When a change goes through, they actually jump in and they say, "Oh, how did this change feel to play?"
Don't do what Riot did, though. Keep those people, their identities hidden, because the amount of hate they're gonna get from this community. Oh my God. Because there was a lot of public discourse, mainly on X, Twitter at the time, where a lot of Riot devs would ask specific hero mains about their hero, and kind of field questions publicly sometimes to get kind of an idea of like where they want the balance to go. I don't know if those were exactly play testers, but I think that type of discussion is healthy, and I think that kind of line of communication would be very beneficial, and something they should try to set up.
Because this is obviously a disconnect. They didn't test this, or they don't have someone on team that tests the Torch change, right? And I understand that can be a problem, but the problem is only going to get bigger once we have 100 fucking characters. They even said, by the way, that they have plans. They have like the next 30 or 40 characters already planned out in their minds. Like, they know they want this roster to be huge. This comes from the top at Marvel. They're like, they want to have every fucking Marvel character in the whole goddamn universe in Marvel Rivals eventually. they are going to not know anything that's going on. Like there's gonna be a character that they just keep changing that character, and the small community of people that play that character are like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you even doing? Like, this is random. Y'all do not play the character. And like,
that's
if
a
it's
really
happening
good point.
now, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get so much worse.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they don't have a rogue main on their team that can just do like a full combo. Like they didn't.
They are not testing these. Their team is just working on the game. Like they need to hire a team that just play test the game. That's it. They have to. They like and they have to. I really just think it's really important.
Or just run your patch notes by me, Nettie, and I'll make sure they're looking good.
Okay, so the last change before we get into the meta stuff and some of the other announcements is Jeff. Jeff now he has more fall off, so he does less damage from range, and his team up's worse with Venom, but he is not fucking insta dead when he ults. He, if he misses his ult.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, less Jeffs are gonna int on your team.
yeah, that's exactly. I'm cool with that, bro. I never realized how much Jeff players actually just throw on that hero. Like it's honestly
so crazy.
I imagine my
that character
surprise
is really strong. It's very strong right now, but
I tell you, man, I don't know. With maybe it's just me, but like with Jeffs and Hulks, I must have like a global taunt where they just have to go after me. I have 3 ways to actually technically like 6, but really like 3 ways to avoid your ults. Why did Jeffs go for Hulks, bro? Like that just as a side
you're
note,
a big fucking target, bro. They're
bubble.
licking your lips.
I can jump in the air. I can jump to the wall.
By
I
the
can
way,
ult
chat,
to immune it.
I'll put you on some game real quick. All right. Jeff Venom is gonna be meta this next patch for sure, and you gotta buy an easy swing. Of course, this is like Venom 1v1. Just every Jeff wants to go for Venom. You gotta do easy swing slam on the ground so you're CC immune. You gotta do this. Just practice the tech in the training room. You easy swing insta slam on the ground so you don't get eaten by Jeff. Because so Venom slam is CC immune, so you just like basically force the slam standing still. And you can't get eaten. So congrats. Do that, and Jeffs are just gonna like fucking. They go for you so much. Even in high elo, they go for you. They just think they could eat you whenever they want to eat you. They cannot. If you just try to normally swing away, you will get grabbed in. But if you swing slam, you will not get grabbed in. So
I like the change they made to the damage fall off though. I always see Jeffs with. I mean, I've had Jeffs.
They are sniping.
Yeah, he does so much damage.
No, he definitely needed a nerf at the very high end. But this actually buffs bad Jeffs and most Jeffs.
Yeah.
All but like 2 Jeffs. Okay.
I mean, I think that's overall fine though.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think it's good. I think it's a good change. I don't think you should be that punished for missing your ult. You already missed your ult. Like you already ate nobody. Like imagine you whiffed your ult, like you fucked up your ult, and your prize for that is dying instantly. Like that's kind of funny to me how that's the like when Phoenix misses her ult and gets nobody, or you're not dying for that. Like you're not just insta dying. That's Jeff is, so it's
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is a buff to support ult, which I mean, I would say Jeff still had one of the stronger ults in the game. As much as people want to, talk about all the times where Jeff feeds. I mean, it's a game-changing ult.
It's very good. Yeah,
comes up super fast. So now he's less punishing. Like Jeff's still gonna be Jeff's probably even better now.
Yeah, I mean, he's still one of the best supports in the game. He's gonna be really great because of the meta for sure, and he's just good in general. Which I wanted to talk about, kind of pivoting into dive meta. We are going, we've talked a lot about 7.0 being a dive meta, and it has been. Like, it's been very divey. 7.5 is going to be like that times 10. Like, the CC change, which helps Venom more than any other character, by the way. Like, Venom's already been arguably S tier. He's so good with Jeff. He's so good at diving. And then now he's CC immune. And he's like one of the few tanks in the game that reliably gets hit by 6 forms of CC and walks out. Like sometimes you need 6. Yeah. Sometimes you need 6 forms of CC to even kill the guy. And now if you do that, he's gonna just get the CC immunity. Venom is gonna be like the best tank in the game in my personal opinion. I don't really think it's gonna be close. Like
he's the biggest winner for sure. Because what does he have? He has the little like boop or whatever from his ult. That's about it from like CC. And
yeah, I
doesn't
mean it's
really
nothing
matter.
that matters
And then
because
his
you're doing the
slam.
damage and anti, and you have like the slow from the right click, but it's not hard CC, so it doesn't count. Doesn't matter. Like it doesn't hurt him at all. He was already one of the best tanks in the game, and now he's even better. And he gets to play very, very well with Jeff and White Fox and Black Cat and Daredevil and Captain America, who has now a team up with Black Cat and White Fox. Like there's just so much dive. Like dive. The character is just gonna be insane, and it's almost probably to the point where when Venom start getting really good, they're probably going to get banned quite a bit, but there are enough alternatives to, like, you don't need just a Venom. Like, I think Cap is going to be really good. Angela's good at diving. Like, there are other ways to play the dive comp.
Do you think that's why they buffed Ultron and maybe Luna too? Because
But
the Ultron buffs
the
are
thing
kind
is,
of
like, I don't really feel like low elo players. Are you saying for high elo, like for higher elo?
I mean, to me, just the fact that Ultron's getting buffed is like ridiculous. He's so good already.
Yeah,
he's been sleeper for so long, and it's one of the things I've been saying.
It just feels like that was a change that was like slotted in a while ago, and then, like it wasn't actually for this patch.
Yeah, they're not following with the meta.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now
It's just kind of like a while ago they put it on a whiteboard. Buff Ultron, he's kind of bad, and then they finally. They've been working on it, and they're like, "Hey, it's ready. All right, fuck it, let's put it live." Like, I don't know. It just
I think
feels very
Ultron,
out of place.
I think he'll be banned. I think Ultron will be banned. He'll be the most banned hero for
yeah,
because
triple sub. So I think it's gonna be Mantis, and here's my argument for why. Venom is really good against triple sub, very, very good, and the reason he is very good is because they can't kill you. Like, they just don't have physically enough damage in triple sub to kill a Venom. He goes in, he flies out. He goes in, he flies out. Eventually, he does stuff. If you play specifically Ultron Mantis, you do have enough damage. But without the Mantis, you don't.
What
you
about
need
just
that Mantis.
Ultron Duo Healer? I mean, that gets picked in MRC. Like, would that be?
I mean, that maybe that will be it. Maybe that's possible. But like, I feel like you play that with a dive. Like, you could easily play that with the dive, not like a poke front to back comp. Like, I think front to back, and so when I say that specifically, so for those of you who don't know, is it's like when everyone's playing in a line. So you got to think like supports in the back, then DPS like Bucky and characters. They could off angle, but they're kind of playing here, and then tanks in the front. So like Magneto's and Strange's in the front, Bucky's in the middle, and then like fucking Luna's in the back. Like that's front to back. Everyone's playing in a fucking straight up line.
Just show like a visual aid of like a war.
Yeah,
like Troy.
POV war. Yeah. Now, you know when what was it? The Revolutionary War. They started doing guerrilla warfare. You know, like that's dive.
that was I think it was World War I where they started four stacking. That was when four stack became meta in war. Yeah. You'd have a medic in every team. Like, so you had a lot of medics because people got their fucking limbs blown off.
I think there was a long time ago.
Not in this game. They just get healed to full. I can just imagine that just real quick. Like canonically, what's healing just your arm regrowing when it gets chopped off? Like, and this just gives you like a force field of an arm. Now that'd be a cool ability if she gave you like an extra limb and it changes the way you play. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to see, not just health bar spamming. Like, sorry, I got sidetracked there.
No, 100%.
Plus 2 damage on Luna. Woo!
But yeah. Anyways, this bullshit front to back or the front to back style is very hurt. Like in general, it's kind of been suffering for a while. Like you could still play it, but you know, dive mobility characters like that play well into dive mobility are gonna be the best. They're gonna be the best. This patch. So pick them up, learn them. If you don't have a character, like if you don't have heroes in your kit that can play like in a mobility style, you know, characters like Star-Lord and Psylocke and Daredevil and Venom and Cap and Angela and even Thor and Hulk, like things that move are gonna be cool. Anything that moves is gonna be good this patch. So yeah. Speaking of dive, I want to loop back to Black Cat for a second. I'm not talking about our power level. I'm just talking about the Gooner X factor of this character that is fucking extreme. Like extreme. Like they cranked it to 1 million. Like it's kind of always been a little bit on on a little nuanced, a little bit. I would like to think.
I just remember the reveal trailer when she's rappelling from the ceiling, and you have the mysterious glowing artifact not even on screen. What's right in the middle of the screen? Take a guess.
Did you see the voice lines between her and Spider-Man? She's like.
I did not see them.
Did you hear them?
No, I didn't.
No. She's legitimately trying to fuck Peter. She's like, "Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere." I'm like, "What the?"
That's
so
for
I
couples.
can't curse in my ranked games without getting com banned. But Black Cat can fuck Peter on my front page.
Marvel's selling sex to teenage boys and girls.
No,
I
I'm not gonna lie. Like it's whatever. I could get into a big rant about like. Because like in places like Germany, like they censor violence and they allow like sexual content, but in places like America, it's like we allow violence and blood and gore, but we censor sexual content. It's like the opposite.
Yeah,
it's like I could get in a big rant, like a sidetrack rant about like it's not that big of a deal. Like it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't even fucking matter. But maybe.
Yeah. No, I think it's fun. It's fun. I was just joking.
Yeah, no. I agree, but it's some people take it seriously. I've seen people on Twitter like malding about it, like, "What is this game?" It's like, this is for teenagers.
Oh,
like,
really?
You're ruining. Yeah. They're mad. They're actually mad. They're like boomers on a, they're all sitting on their bench, like mad about the sexuality in it. That's what they're actually mad about it.
I think that's just a lot of people's identity is that
They're being mad.
they'll find something that like on a deep like core personal level that they're insecure about, and then they'll just complain about it and project it and try to get as many people to agree with their like shitty opinion. I think that's like a lot of where hate in general online comes from. Is just people's own like deep-rooted insecurity. Like, so whatever. Maybe it's a parent with a kid. But I would say more likely than not, the type of person complaining like that about having like a sexualized line in a game is probably someone who's not really comfortable with that kind of stuff. Like that's just my take on. I just like that type of. I just want
to find a reason to hate. I feel like people are always just finding a reason to hate. It can be literally anything.
People who just latch onto something to be negative about and just make it their whole personality. It's just like, dude, who cares? Like, I didn't hear the line though. Maybe it's just like, I want to fuck you, Peter. Like, it's really bad.
It's not that. It's not that. It's like, that
okay, we're reeling it back. So I apologize.
Missed the context a little bit, though.
Yeah,
it's kind of I mean, we say the game is for. Rivals is interesting because like technically it is like a kid's game, but it's really not played by kids. I don't feel like. I mean, there are kids that play it, but like from the pro scene to like everyone in ranked to us on a fucking podcast, both being old as hell, to like and the tens of thousands of people watching and listening. Like more people watch this pod at work. I mean, like a lot of older people watch the pod.
There are definitely kids who play. I mean, I get the argument. I don't want to. I don't want to like say that it's only that, but I just like this negative. I'm just more talking about like the nature of negativity in general.
It's not really. Right? It's not that like. Yeah, it's not GTA 6, you know.
I mean, like if you have an issue with like a voice line with some of the skins I've seen in the game, I don't really know what to tell you. like they're not really holding back when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like so yeah. I mean that's fun. That's cool. I didn't know that.
But
she's gonna be like played a ton. Like
I think it's gonna be a successful launch of a successful character.
Overall. I think so.
I think so. And it's an exciting character. I think that they are really. I know I give them a lot of flack about power creep, but I just think they're really afraid of characters like Ultron and Blade coming out that just don't do anything. We can kind of admit that those are missed opportunities of characters where they didn't live up to the public sentiment. They didn't really grow. There's not really a community of Ultron players. There's a very small community of Blade players.
That's because they're all robots.
Yeah. But like
AI.
Ultron's one of the most popular characters in Marvel. And he failed to make an audience of fans. And I think that's a huge miss. But like Daredevil has it, and Gambit has it, and like a lot of these characters have it.
White Fox does.
White Fox, 100%.
Like, who knows who White Fox was before this game? I mean, they're doing good things. You know,
and that's kind of what I think. I would rather them like shoot for the stars and like actually make a mark than be completely irrelevant. But
if Iron Man got made in 2026 instead of year and a half ago, he'd be meta.
Oh, really?
All the new heroes.
You're just saying they would give him more.
Yeah.
They'd give him more. I'm still waiting for. I'll keep saying this. They need to do like a massive rework patch where they rework like 7 heroes all at once with new abilities.
That'd be great.
It would be like so fun. It would be so fun. Like they just give a new ability to Iron Man. They rework Panther. They rework Torch. They rework Ultron. They maybe move someone from one role to another role. Or would be so cool.
Do the Deadpool where they just give them multiple roles.
Oh, they give them multiple. Yeah, I think that like a different variation of the same character but different. Yeah, no, it would be sick. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the new PvE modes. They say they're tripling down on PvE, and they made an announcement about it that they wanted this game to feel like almost like a moving, like a playable anime. That's what they said, playable anime, where it just feels like a story, but you can play and you're part of the action. And they're releasing a PvE mode at the end of this month, and they're working on a whole bunch of other ones that are slated already. They're going all in on PvE.
I think that is the game's future. I think we just don't know it yet. I have a feeling they're going to hit it out of the park based off of what I've seen with not only zombies, but the other game modes. And I think that is going to be one of the main grabs that is going to, in the future, encourage the developers to continue to balance this game more around for fun. I think PvE is really... Listen, I don't know how much I'm going to be playing this game if those CC changes go through. I'll just say that. But I am down to try the PvE mode. But will I play it the same way I play ranked and put over like up to 1,000 hours on a hero? Probably not. I am excited for it, though. I heard there's RPG elements in it. They have an item and progression system. That's right up my alley. I love stuff like that. I love RPG-type games. I just don't really have time to play them most of the time. So definitely looking forward to it.
What Death was when the first like zombies mode came out, it was like kind of unpolished and just kind of raw, but it was super popular. And Death said it reminded him of like a dev jam where it was like they just like were given a task and they were just like trying to whip up something on the fly. And I think that's kind of what they did is they just whipped up something and it was so unbelievably popular that they got like all the green lights to like, we have a team now, we have resources, let's make this shit legit. And I think the next, maybe not the immediate next PvE, but like one down the road is going to be like legitimately like a straight up great PvE. And like, it's,
I'm going to
Overwatch promised, but NetEase delivers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And quicker too, like way quicker.
Yeah, way quicker. Yeah. That's going kind of circling back to the Overwatch meta, like being the same for a long time. They just released heroes like so much slower, like unbelievably slow. Even early in the game, it's like every 6 months, it was like super slow. But anyways, yeah,
that's always been Blizzard. What were you gonna say? PvE mode.
Yeah, that it's gonna be a lot better. Like it's gonna be.
The Ultron battle matrix. I missed that.
Oh,
it was so good. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but that would really make me happy if they brought that back.
They will. I think it makes. I feel like. Do you think they'll bring it back seasonally, like on the same time?
I hope they just bring it back.
Just straight up.
I'm gonna keep saying it until it happens because
NetEase, double G. We like that shit. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Add some new flair. Add some new stuff to it.
The only time I'm cool with running for support is an Ultron battle. Just heal them.
We gotta get on that. You know what game? One of my games I actually really like that I'm not good at is Team Fight Tactics, TFT.
Oh,
I don't know if you ever played that.
They just came out with a new set. Like I'm pretty sure like yesterday, my buddy told me.
I like playing that with somebody. I can't really play that by myself. I like to party up and like just I don't know, it's fun. It's a fun.
I played that game pretty hardcore for a month.
Okay.
Enjoyed it. Got masters, and then I just kind of quit. Just wanted to get back.
Nice.
And I came back again. I played season 1 and season 6, and really it was just because those to me were the most interesting seasons. So when they do occasionally come out with like a good one, I'll just play the heck out of it. But usually, I don't like how many changes they make to TFT. They're always changing the sets. And
that's kind of like what we talked about. It's like the always changing nature of a game versus the stationary nature of a game. You know.
I got to show you this game called. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just. It's interesting that conversation we had about rapidly changing games because Magic is kind of like the card game. I know we brought this up before, but they would have there's like formats called Modern that it doesn't really change very much. It's very slow to change, or even older formats like Legacy, they don't change. And then there's newer formats that are rapidly changing, always new things, always new changes. And sometimes people like one over the other. You know, sometimes, you know. I think that it's interesting how different games kind of approach in the same way. Some games are rapidly changing, like TFT and Rivals. Some games are slower to change, or they don't change at all, like Counter-Strike. You know, like so it's definitely interesting. Or Smash, so Counter-Strike Smash. You know, the different sides, different camps.
I think what makes a game that changes a lot interesting is it having enough complexity to allow players to get an edge over them throughout strategizing them. I don't think Rivals really has that too much because adding one character, maybe with the CC, Rivals is I'd say more simple in that way. So I do see the argument for both sides. I personally prefer a game to do like a 2 to 3 month patch cycle is usually what I prefer because it gives people enough time to really learn and figure out stuff, but also enough time for like the more extended, like, okay, now we know it's good. Now who's the best player, right? Who does it the best?
It makes sense that Marvel would embrace the rapid changing though, right? Just because of they want every, I mean, if their goal is to have every character in the game from the whole fucking universe or like, you know, get as big of a wide net as they can.
Right. I mean, and every time you change something, you're basically resetting your knowledge. So obviously that's a nice barrier to entry for new players. But then everybody who's, you know, took the time in to learn something and get good at something, what do they get for that? Right. So there's not I mean, TFT reuses the same character or heroes or whatever. They have the same abilities, but
here's what's interesting to me is I don't think people say that TFT is uncompetitive. So for like people are calling Rivals uncompetitive for doing the same things that TFT does, but people don't say TFT is uncompetitive. Way? Well, the rapid changing, the constant changing of things being broken, but the fast moving nature where we're not trying to find like a perfect balance. Like TFT kind of almost embraces the broken strategies because there will be broken strategies that come up often, like broken comps. You know, a hyper roll broken comp or a certain type of.
The difference is TFT is randomized. In Rivals, you have to make a choice. And the choice is to ban the heroes or play them. In TFT, it's, do I want to force a set that's I know is OP because it's that broken? Okay, I'm going to have to take a financial loss for that. TFT is actually one of the most balanced games because it's random. And it's how you deal with that randomness that over a long period of time is going to affect your rank. TFT, auto battlers like that, are one of my favorite genre of games. I got to show you.
I like it a lot. Like I want to play it. I'm down to play sometime if you're down to play.
You know what? There's a game even better than TFT. Sorry, we're on the subject for a long time, but you know, for any auto battler fans out there, there's a game called Legion TD2. Basically, the guy who invented auto battlers, who League stole TFT from, the guy who made, I believe, Dota Auto Chess. He made another game called Legion, which is a tower defense game. That's what the TD stands for, and it's been a game that I've kind of just always played on the side. Haven't played in a while. Amazing game, and it's a duo game. So I'd be down to show you that game too.
If these fucking Rivals queue times keep increasing like they are, we might do it in queue.
Yeah, I mean it's
some of these queues are crazy.
People aren't going to watch you play it like they would TFT or whatever, but it's in my opinion a better game, and it doesn't change every month. They just add new stuff, kind of like how Rivals does it. So that knowledge I have, I can always go back to that game and give it fun-ass game. Legion TD2. Highly recommend that game for anyone. Free advertisement. But the guy made an amazing game, and I almost feel like he got done dirty because the auto battler kind of just got hijacked, the genre. And
well, I guess maybe TFT doesn't work with my analogy, but I guess let's go to Magic, which is like there's always a new set, and like there are people in Magic that will play what is called off
Magic
meta.
With his C.
Yeah.
We're done talking about Rivals.
Yeah. We're not. They'll play off meta, but typically the players that do good, the pros, the people that make it, are figuring out what's good in the new standard set, the new shit. It's a lot of new shit. What's good? Find the best deck, get reps against that deck, understand your matchups against other good decks, and then play those decks. And so like Rivals might not be competitive in the aspect that it's like it's not gonna be balanced, but new patch comes out, lots of new shit. Figure out what's good, figure out how to play it, figure out your matchups, and then play that. It doesn't. It's weird because that doesn't allow you to embrace being a one trick or like locking in certain heroes, because heroes are gonna be in and out. Heroes are gonna be good and bad. You know, like I think if you want to take Rivals more competitive, it can be. You just have to be willing to adapt to the changes of the meta as a whole. You cannot be, I'm only gonna play fucking Spider-Man no matter what. You know, and
I feel like this is very directed at me.
It is directed at you, but like. But that's the thing, is like every person I talk to that says the game is non-competitive, like you, like Samito, y'all typically have more linear play, like linear characters that you play. Samito is not limited, but the only character he actually likes to play is Iron Fist. If he was like you, he would only play Iron Fist, but he doesn't want to play that character because that character's bad. And I understand his frustrations. He wants to win, but he wants to play his character, and when those things don't line up, he gets frustrated. I get that. But if you're willing to just change with the tide, you're going to have a great time. Now, that doesn't mean that you always have to just only play the meta characters. I'm just saying, like, you know, adapt and move to what is the next most optimal thing in your hero pool. The wider your hero pool is, like, the easier it is for you to do that. But
yeah, I think that's a very like fair criticism and probably the right way to go about playing and seriously pushing rank in this game. I just love being a miserable, angry Hulk guy, though. You know, I'm just like, the counter matchups are where I derive most of my power.
I'm just thinking of Somju, bro. Like Somju as playing Black Panther and just running into Thing every fucking game. Like, I can understand that he is miserable. And I can understand he feels similar to you do sometimes, where it's just like, this game's fucking ass, it's not made for me. But, like, what you would probably tell him in ranked game, and what I would, is swap the fuck off a BP. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're having a bad time, I get that. Play a different hero. I don't know.
Well, I think that's kind of where Samito and I come from, is we've played games with, and this isn't a knock to Rivals, but I would say Overwatch, and for me, like WoW Arenas, League, and now Deadlock. I've been really enjoying Deadlock. Far more depth than Rivals. And that's not to say Rivals it's bad for not having it. It's just they're way more complex, and you have way more ways as an individual player to find a way to win. And the way Rivals is set up, that doesn't really exist. So when you are kind of just playing what you want to play, it does feel like you're powerless.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think you're right, by the way. Like, I totally agree. I should swap more. I'd probably have a better time. But at the end of the day, I'd rather just, you know.
I mean, if you like the game for a very specific reason, like if you like the game for Hulk, it makes sense. You don't want to play anything else. Like, I understand. Like, I love hero shooters at their core, so like I've always try to make it a habit to learn as much as I can. Like, but like not everyone really. I honestly, not everyone likes hero shooters the same. Like, not everyone likes. Like, I think you really love Hulk, and I understand. Like,
you know what's funny? I used to be back in League and WoW. I used to be the multi-classer. I used to be the guy who I would actively hurt my own power level on my main because I was always doing other things. And in those games, you actually had to like farm and get gold and stuff. So I would like play my character less, actively make him weaker because I just wanted to try everything. And that's actually how I ended up getting so good and ultimately becoming the best at one point, is just doing a lot of, just because you just learn how everything interacts. You know, team captain said it best way to learn the game is just to play everything. Yep. But I think as the more and more I realize with this game that it's not really competitively serious in that way, that I'm kind of okay with that. I've kind of just come to terms with it. So, right, I get it. Like, I do think Rivals is competitive. Just maybe not in the way me and some people might want.
And that's fair. That's fair. No, and speaking of competitive, though, a game that is competitive that you've been grinding a lot. Very competitive, a lot of depth. We might be losing him, chat. I think we're losing him a little bit. To a little deadlock action. We've been trying to get Captain Coach to try Deadlock for a long time.
Rank
And
1
he finally
Shiv.
tried it, and he is fucking locked in on that game.
I already have over 100 Shiv games.
That's just insane. I think you have more games than me, and I've been playing that game a little bit for a long time.
Hey, it's end of season. I'm waiting for that hotfix change to revert these CC changes. Black Cat's not looking too good. Hey, sometimes you need a little vacation, a little detour. So
we need to play more. By the way, I feel like we didn't get to play it as much as I wanted. I want to like really plot in the hours.
Yeah. So like obviously I've played at least 5 different MOBAs like competitive or not competitively, but like I've invested a lot of time into them. League being the main one. So when you and you said you were suggesting to play, a bunch of people suggested me to play, including my chat too, but a lot of like my close friends. I heard it from enough people. I think at the time I just really wasn't ready to play a MOBA again because it was just such a big investment from me, like a big part of my life. But yeah, Deadlock is. Let me just say for anyone maybe looking at this patch and thinking maybe it's not for you, Deadlock's going to be around for a while. I promise you that. It is the real deal. It is not a hero shoot. It is a MOBA.
And I think it's going to shy some people off that like Rivals for the same reason that it shies you on. And it's just like that game is completely unforgiving for anyone that's new. It's completely daunting. The depth is extreme. Like, the depth of that game is so extreme. From the movement to the melee to the buying to the countering to the individual mechanics of every hero. It's like it is a game that I feel like you could put 1,000 hours in and you're a beginner still. Like that's how crazy that game is.
Once you get past the initial learning curve, it's all pretty straightforward and comfortable, I would say. Like once you get into, and then it's more about just like, okay, how do I get a little tweak here, a little tweak there. So if you come to that game with an improvement mindset, an openness to learn, and maybe watch like a few videos or something before you get in, or have like a friend to show you, that game is going to, I think for a lot of people who play Rivals, be very rewarding. And be something that I agree. I already have 2 buddies who were basically Marvel Rivals was their main game, and kind of, as I said, this is not the type of competitiveness that they are looking for, and they're both like full-time Deadlock. Just, I mean, one of my buddies has, I think he swapped late last year. He already has over like 1,000 hours or something. And he's Eternus. He's been showing me the ropes. So. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if we could maybe talk about other games a little bit, but I get this is a Rivals podcast.
Well, we're clear comms. We could talk a little bit about everything. I think a little bit about all things gaming related, but like right now, it's pretty much just Rivals on the menu, a little bit of Deadlock, a little bit of, I don't even know what other games are even out. Like, what even games are out? I don't even know.
Man, I feel like we're gonna get torched by chat if we don't think of something.
Yeah, yeah, chat. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I pretty much just live and breathe Rivals. Like I hardly ever the type of games I like to play during my downtime are like Telltale games.
Crimson Desert. My buddy's pretty enjoying that.
Is that like a MOBA or like a MMO? A MOBA? I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, it's an RPG single. It's a RPG. massive RPG single player. It's.
I'm just a friend. I'm a fan of Friend. You ever heard of Friend Slop? French Slop games? Friend Slop.
Oh, yeah, it's just like cooked, overcooked.
Well, it's just like multiplayer games. Like I play with my brother, and I just like to play Friend Slop games. I can turn off my brain.
Yeah, I like husband and wife type games, like couple games.
Yeah, or like golf with friends. Shit like that. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. That's kind of what I do, or I just play emulators. So I just play old ass games like the old Pokemon games or whatever on my emulator device. Stuff like that.
I miss, dude. Pokemon was, Pokemon games are not made the way they should. Like I remember Pokemon games when I was a kid. I remember how challenging it was to go through, what was it, Dark Cave.
Oh,
and Mount Moon. Yeah. And I remember I used to do it for my buddy because the cave was basically, the screen was completely black.
Is that the fucking one where I forgot, there was a cave that you would walk into a place and you would fall through the hole, like fall through the ground, and you'd like end up in a random spot. I don't.
That was the ice one from Gold and Silver. towards the end before the 8th gym. I played the hell out of those games, so I remember as a kid. But
it's been a while. I haven't played those games since I was
I remember I so basically, I mean, just for anyone who hasn't played the old school Pokemon games, you don't know what they were like. There was a cave in the game where you walk into it and your entire screen just goes black. We're not talking limited darkness. We're not talking like Lord of the Rings Gollum scene where in the books it's literally pitch black. Riddles in the Dark chapter. There's a weird reference, but in the movie you could like clearly see everything that's happening. That's not how it was. And movies do it. Shows do it. Everything does it, and it takes away the immersion and ruins the vibe. Well, this game had all dark, and but it was a top down. I knew how to go through that cave with just sound cues bumping into walls. So I would run all my friends through dark cave.
That's good.
But that's just my little Pokemon memory as a kid. I remember that was like what everybody played. That was it. That was the only game. There was internet, online game wasn't there. So everybody you'd be going and be like playing Game Boys with people, have your cards. It was just, dude, there were different times. I will say, man.
Like, something about me recently, like maybe I am getting fucking old. I've been feeling nostalgic. Maybe it's just TikTok showing me like these nostalgia 90s montages of like non-stop like bullshit that I just remember. But I'm really into sports buying and selling and collecting like sports cards. But like when you go to card shows, it's all Pokemon everywhere, and like Pokemon is so big now that like people you would think would not buy it, like famous people, actors, like random people are buying it. I think everyone is just so nostalgic about Pokemon in their childhood, like crazy nostalgic, like you are right now. It's just like that's why it's so big. Like everyone just wants to get back to the good old days, you know.
I'll trade you my holographic Charizard for your rookie Barry Bonds, and the guy's just like, what?
What?
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know how much of it is like just times were better back then versus like everything is better when you're a kid. I think
it's just like Marvel Rival Season 0, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's Marvel Rival Season 0. That game was not balanced, just like our childhoods were not all sunshine and rainbows. But if it was just new and fresh, and it just feels great. Oh, okay. Here's something. A lot of times people will say that the music was better back in the day. Right? They say that a lot. Back in the day, the music was better. I think I think we only remember the good songs. That's what I actually think. And in 30 years from now, they're only gonna be listening to the bangers that are coming out right now. Like out of they're gonna listen to 1% of the music that is actively coming out today. Just like we listened to the 1% bangers that came out before us.
This is where I disagree with you. People say there's more music now, and there's just so much more to pick from that the music couldn't possibly get better. I think the music was better back then. I think we were living in a cultural zeitgeist, and I think that was the music.
You think it's just legit better? Like
music now is slop. It's heartless. It's profit driven. Back then, I think there was still.
I mean, but do you think it's all like that? You think there's no talent, there's no artists.
But I think there is a certain level of like beauty that comes from the like pain of having to learn an instrument and like become like grow your like I don't know there's I used to play an instrument and I really the fact that everything's electronic. I mean, I listen to almost exclusively electronic music, and I still think that like I have more like I guess respect for the arts of like actually performing, I guess.
Well, like the thing is, like I think that there are people like you that are still they're inspired by the past music, and they're trying to make it today, you know, trying to make good music, and they are actually interested with that improvement. Like they're trying, you know. It's not like maybe the stuff that we hear is just all blasted through the fucking millions of producers that are just trying to like pump you through this fucking same sound. But I don't think that there aren't people that are trying to make that, like, you know, that true music or whatever, you know, whatever that is. They're definitely
Yeah, no, I've definitely been shown some really cool stuff. I mean, I'm trying to remember more of like I really like the monophonics, if you've heard of them. Really good. I got
I'm
shown.
so bad at like knowing the names of if I heard it, I might recognize it, but I'm so bad, unfortunately, at knowing the names of artists.
Yeah, like I mean, just for chat, then like like when Greta Van Fleet was kind of coming on, like they were just like a Led Zeppelin. People view some of these bands as like a clone or just copying, but yeah, I mean, like when they're good, to me, it's like the legacy lives on, and you're keeping that type of music around. And there's like a lot of, like my sister, like, well, if I ask, she'll always have some like band for me, and like, no, I definitely don't think music's dead, but I think just like a lot of things, it's going towards that route where people see it as like an opportunity to make money, and the good music's out there. You just got to look a little harder.
My playlist these days, I'm happily married, by the way, but my playlist is mono divorced dad rock. You know, fucking Creed, 3 Days Grace.
Yeah,
you know, Breaking Benjamin, shit like that. That's like all I listen to today. I used to listen to a little bit of everything, modern, past, like everything. But like I said, I feel like I'm getting nostalgic. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm just, when I'm not grinding rivals and making content and doing whatever I do on a day basis, I'm enjoying something that I enjoyed in the past. That's all I'm doing. Like I'm playing an old game. I'm listening to old music. I'm watching older movies I used to like. I don't know what that is.
I went outside, which I haven't done in 10 years. Nostalgic for that.
I like anime, I like manga. Like I'm rereading Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know if anyone in chat knows that pull, but like I don't want to read a new manga. Fuck the new stuff. I want to read something I know I liked, but I don't remember it. But as I read it, I do remember it. You know, like I don't know what it is. But that's just how I'd be feeling lately.
I mean, apart from me still playing WoW, I mean, I play that game like casually. I don't think I'm like that anymore. I think there was a period maybe where I was more nostalgic about things. But I've kind of, I think, when we talked about Pokemon earlier, when that game kind of, I just realized it wasn't made for me. I feel like maybe there's a Mark Twain quote I absolutely love. It's like, men die at the age of 27, but we bury them at the age of 72. I love that quote. Because I think life just becomes like you've experienced most of like the best, you know, and then it's like, yeah, and you've experienced all the hardship. So then it's just like, okay, where do we, you know, guys, sounds so depressing. When we end the podcast, I'm dead inside.
What is it? What does it mean? Not me. I'm in my prime. Fucking Tombstone.
Love it.
Yeah.
I listen to drum and bass though. A lot of drum and bass.
Okay.
Like and a lot of it's older, but there's a like a kind of like a new drum and bass. A lot of like people just chopping up old mixes and stuff. There's a lot of really good drum and bass out there, and then there's like the Euro stuff. I'm a pretty big music guy, but it's not something I talk about on stream too much because it's like I don't play copyrighted stuff, so it's I don't really share.
I actually hate that, by the way. I want to listen to music so bad, but if I do the audio mix track, then people on Twitch can hear, but not the people on YouTube. And like, I fucking
I played trumpet. I was in a band growing up. We played around town and stuff. We won our school talent show, won some money.
Let's go. Okay,
dude. I taught self-taught piano. I never really sang too much, but
you should do like in your videos. You should make some music to play in the background of your videos. That'd be cool.
My buddy won a Grammy. Good friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played band with him. Yeah, name's Jake Silverman.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, won a Grammy. I mean, so like he lived literally within walking distance.
Yeah, but did he get MVP like 3 times in a row? Celestial.
Yeah, you got your Grammy, but can you Hulk smash this rank one?
Do you know the Venom ult tech? I don't fucking think so, you scrub.
Can you juggle?
You noob. Bro's just like polishing his trophy. Nah, but yeah, I like that's cool.
Well, I hope for drunk duos they hotfix it because I'm trying to run some games this next half season.
I'm so down for that.
And if you just want to run it down some games, like that'd be fun.
Maybe next Friday.
I'm so down.
Next Friday.
Yeah, let's do it.
Drunk duos.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hopefully the game is hotfixed by then. Boom, lock it in. There's the people in chat. Yeah. We never shout our own stuff out too when we end these.
That's true. Yeah, we should probably I stream, Coach streams. We both do YouTube. You know, we dabble into some random stuff.
Into some Deadlock here.
Yeah.
I do want to show you that game Legion TD2 though.
I'm down. I'm down to look at. I'm down to check it out.
I haven't played it in a while too.
But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about just about everything. We have shit on. Yeah,
Well, I know you mentioned it a little bit, but we got through an entire episode without talking about too much triple healer.
Triple healer. Yeah, I was about to bring it up as we are leaving.
We progress.
Yeah,
no, but seriously, I just as a personal message to everybody who watches these podcasts, especially to the people who are still here, stick along. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours. Thank you. By the way,
no, actually,
because I feel like this podcast is going so great. We've been getting sponsors, and I read all the comments, every single one, the good, the bad, and I just want to say I know we usually when we start we just get right into it and just start asking questions, but I think when it's just you and me, we kind of have a little more freedom to be ourselves and kind of give our own opinions. And just to everybody who's been supporting us, man, can't thank you enough. And here's to another. How long we've been going?
Yeah,
20 episodes, man.
Yeah, this is like our 12th episode. I think if we get to 21 episodes, we're in like the top 1% of all podcasts. Because 99% of podcasts don't make it to the 21st episode. So we're like more than halfway there. We're very close. We're gonna keep pumping them out.
Can you get us to 10K subs if you're new?
Yeah, we're really close to 10K subs too, which I'm hyped about. Definitely need to shout out the subscribe more. We haven't really been doing that.
Yeah, subscribe. Press it. Hulk smash that like button.
Yeah, for real. But
I mean, just because like an optimistic outlook too is like just because Rivals is in the game, you want it to be, doesn't mean you have to make your whole identity hating it. It's okay to take breaks and come back and have a more casual relationship with even your favorite game. So I just kind of want to say
you need to hate yourself the entire time you're climbing. And you need to quell all the feelings of burnout and,
push it down until you have
deep down funeral. And just yell at people in ranked and
you see
kill the fuck up. Kill up.
I was going to say, Hulk players won't have a funeral for their character. They'll just kill themselves in real life. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.